Hello and welcome to Roll Call!
Roll call!
Yay! Thank you for being here for a super special episode. Not doing our regular campaign, but as you see by the title of the stream, we're doing character creation.
Yeet.
But I wonder why. Before we get into the why, Tristin, tell us the what's happening in the week.
I was like, what happened in the past?
No, what's happened during the week?
Wait,
for
what
us.
happened? I wasn't there for this. I
No.
missed it. Where are we? Who are you?
Breathe. It's okay.
Who am I? Where are we going? Mom, help!
Everybody, let's go. Come on.
So last Friday we played D&D. Yay.
Yay.
Yay, as we normally do on the D&D channel.
So that meant on Monday the video went up on YouTube. Yay.
Did it?
Yes.
It did.
It did.
Thursday was History Check, which went
Was
up
it?
on YouTube.
Yay.
It almost didn't because Brandon didn't plan accordingly.
Hey.
Ooh.
Don't blame me. It's your fault.
That
go on.
brings us to today, which means this will go on YouTube on Monday. Thursday will be History Check about this episode.
I can do one, but that's going to be very strange.
Yeah.
Put it in chat if you want this. If you want this to be.
I say
They
yes.
got online.
Yeah. So with that being stated, Sammy, do your spiel and then some.
So if you like other TTRPGs, including Vampire the Masquerade, you can check out the RPG table. We go live at 2 o'clock Saturdays for our regular World of Darkness campaign. We also do a follow-up, little brief hour-long catch-up what happened on Sundays at 2 o'clock.
No mustard.
Link is in chat. Also, if you like Click Clack Shiny Math Rocks, I know a person. Her name is Nerdy Encounter. She makes custom-made dice for both Vampire the Masquerade, the D10 sets, as well as the standard 7 set for Dungeons and Dragons. So I will put her links in chat as well.
All right. So that being said, Sammy, tell us why we're doing this.
So, we have decided that we are going to be switching things up on our show. We are going to be taking our current ongoing campaign off stream, and we are going to start a little bit of short campaigns where Brandon and I sort of go back and forth as Dungeon Masters. These are going to be roughly 8 to 12 week series, and what we're doing tonight is building our characters for the first short campaign, which I am going to be the DM for. So I'm really looking forward to that. We are looking to start that in November. So we're going to tie things up with Bards and Nobles, and we're going to move on to the next story.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah.
Sean was like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm out.
I disagree to this.
This is my way of saying, guys, Bards and Nobles or bust. Out of here.
I quit.
So, it's with a heavy heart we're doing it, but we feel like we want to give you guys something new, something fresh, something fun to help grow our roll call community, and leading into our another long-term campaign in the future.
Yeah.
So, with that being stated,
We're going to get started on this.
Our DM, take it away.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you
Tristan.
guys excited?
Yes.
I'm super excited. I'm excited to
Tristan.
see what you guys do. So, like I said, I will tell you guys a little bit about the world, but I am always the kind of person that likes to have the players sort of play what they want, and then I can make whatever backstories or situations fit into the world that I already have in mind available. So, we're going to start basic. Do you want to go on ahead? Is there anybody who wants to volunteer to do like a screen share who has a concept
I'm on it.
already?
Don't you worry.
You're like, I'm already up.
I'm a level 20 dragonborn wizard.
No. Nah, nice try.
And then let me just go back to poof. And then whoop. And then let me bring this up on the stream.
Perfect.
So,
It's Brandon's screen. It's his.
thanks, bud. So I just picked a random, portrait to put there because, it's just fun to do.
It's a dude.
It's a dude. I already know the name. His name is going to be Valden Dalforge.
Valden Dalford.
That was my nickname in high school.
And I have everything, set up for how we need it. Also, if you want to, if you don't know how to make, characters in D&D Beyond, this is, a great stream to be on.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go through all the steps. So if this is a good... Oh, I've never used D&D Beyond before, but, how do I change that? Yeah, just watch it.
So, for my race, I already thought ahead. No matter what class I'm going to pick, it's going to be Changeling. And I picked a class, but I'm still debating. But I'm definitely going to do Changeling for sure. Because I haven't played a Changeling, and I think it'll be really, really fun to do. So for that is what I'm thinking. And for my ability score increases, since I get a +2 to Charisma, since I'm so changeable, I'm also going to put Dex, because I need that AC, an ability not to get hit.
It's very true. It's always good to throw an ability score, a random increase that you get into Dex.
So the Shape Changer pretty much means that I am... able to, as an action, just change how I look, change how I sound, change everything. I can't become someone I haven't seen, but I can become anyone I've seen. Wearing what I'm wearing, And then for my instincts, I picked Insight and Intimidation. Out of Deception, Insight, Intimidation, and Persuasion. I feel like those would be good. And then languages, I picked Undercommon and Orc for now. I don't know if I'm going to need Orc, but I picked it for funsies.
And Orc. All right. Do we have another volunteer who wants to start on their homepage and move into race?
Sure, I will volunteer.
Going ahead and share that screen for me, Nancy.
As soon as I get to the page.
And I'm running the looking at it.
There.
So yes, this is going to be a little bit more of a laid back look at things.
So my name is gonna be Phyllis, or Fifi for the
Aww.
Phyllis from the office, go.
and I'm gonna go with a gnome. Where's gnome?
No.
A forest gnome, because what's cuter than a little old woman?
Forest.
A littler old woman.
Littler.
Can't get really too much littler than a gnome.
Little tiny Fifi.
That's adorable.
Little tiny Fifi hopping through the
We'll
forest.
get that gnome. So you get
I'm
your
not
dark
smart
vision.
enough to actually go with racial traits or whatever.
I mean,
Great thing
+2
comes along
intelligence
with it.
isn't bad.
Yeah,
Gnome it up.
I mean,
Gnome,
It's like-
gnome.
a lot of great things with that. Sorry, are we moving to class or am I just staying right here?
No, see, you're fine right there where you are. So you get your dark vision, your gnome cunning, your natural illusionist, your speak with small beasts.
You could speak to squirrels and things.
Are they
No,
beasts?
Mr. Big Pet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like
squirrels,
technical
badgers,
definition?
rabbits, moles, woodpeckers.
Oh, I knew it. Take that, Tristan.
Yep.
Just-
All right.
That was,
so I
that
get
was a
advantage
question.
on intelligent wisdom and charisma.
Yep.
Oh, you pretty much, the only thing you don't have advantage is your physical.
Yeah.
Okay. But I love how they word this. It's not just dark vision. I have superior vision in dark and dim conditions.
You do. Your vision is quite exquisite, dear.
You could say it's superior.
Superior vision.
Spider-Man.
All right, so let's go on ahead. Who wants to go next?
I mean, I have an idea. We'll see how fast I get on the DM's nerves with it. I gotta put-
Already there.
Good. Alright, so I gotta click the little thing, share your screen.
Yes, and then click the right thing to share.
Doo-doo.
And we're doing this. We're learning how to do this. I don't know too many other people that do this on stream well. So
Did I do it?
it's did.
Alrighty. I'm on races. So, I'm going to do something that I pretty much told myself I was never going to do. And I'm actually going to play a human. Yeah.
What drove you to such insanity?
Well, we'll see when I start to continue this character. So, we're just going to do a classic human. And I get to pick another language. Let's see. What would be a fun language?
Gith, because no one ever uses Gith.
Yeah, let's do Elvish.
A classic.
Yes, well, he will have been around some classy people.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Alright.
And human just get a +1 to everything.
Yes.
So then we are going to be looking at Sean.
Neato. Can you see it?
No.
No.
Nope.
Computer's being funky.
Back to mine for a second.
Let's say mine still has it stuck on Brandon's.
Because you have to click on it.
Oh.
You have
That's
to click
your
on which
character.
person. There we go. So there we go. Now I have it on you.
Neat.
Yeah, there we go.
So
Go ahead,
don't have a name yet.
Going ahead and real quick for me, Sean. Under sources, mark all of those to red.
All of them red?
Turn them all
All
on.
of them red.
Nice.
I'm an anything goes kind of DM.
I would go into anything goes,
We're
but I
both-
don't feel like singing right
Anything,
now.
anything goes. You're at the
Yep.
top.
All right.
Yeah, don't have a name yet. That'll come
That's fine.
maybe
That'll
tonight.
come. We'll talk about it. We'll get some.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get some names tossed out.
Yeah. Maybe this will help. I'm gonna go ahead and go to race. Dun 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 dun. Goblin.
Goblin.
A gobbo.
So you got
All right.
Give me God.
plus
We're gonna
2 dex, 1
tiny
con,
people.
dark vision, fury of the small, nimble escape.
So what I'm hearing is at some point, Tristin and Brandon are gonna be having a goblin and a gnome on their back.
Oh, most likely.
Was it gonna be like Yoda?
I'm just planning for that in advance.
But have
I have a
dark vision.
feeling that we are not going to be a
So
very
yeah, you get dark
intimidating
vision,
team.
Fury of the Small, which is really I love Fury of the Small. It's a good thing to have.
Mhm.
Nimble
Right.
escape. Hey, all that cool jazz.
Neat, neat, neat.
So Sean, since we're already on you, let's go ahead and pop over now to class.
Okay. Let's do the class.
Let's
So-
do the class change again.
Because it's just a jump to the class.
To the right. It's the right arrow button.
So what are you
I mean,
thinking
you're-
for class?
So I'm thinking. Dun, 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 dun.
Also
Monk.
druid.
Monk.
Ooh. Tiny fists of fury.
That's going to be
Kinda
absolutely horrifying.
You're gonna be like
absolutely.
that. You're gonna be like was it the movie Baby Geniuses? Where they all know
I hate
kung
I hate everything about that.
fu.
Okay, so we're gonna stick at level 1 for now, but go on ahead and choose your first level proficiencies.
Okay.
So you get 2 skills and then a musical instrument or some artisan tools.
Nice. Let's look at some skills. I feel like acrobatics would probably be a good thing as a monk.
I feel like that's accurate.
I don't
Or
know
does
too
it
many monks that don't do
Acro
that.
it.
Acro it.
Stealth is probably a good idea.
That was gonna be my guess was stealth. I mean, because you're already tiny, so making it extra awesome that you're tiny and quick and stealthy.
Super
That's
sneaky.
true.
Horrifying.
Big
Just think about it. You have a goblin monk, so it's gonna be this tiny, quiet, quick thing that's just gonna pop out of nowhere, scare the ever-living shit out of you because it's a goblin, and then just disappear.
I
Yep.
don't know how many times that
I love
someone's attempted to punch your character, but never made contact because of how quick you are.
Ha! Oh.
Is it just me, or does like that almost sound? Because like for me, every time I think of goblin, I think they sound exactly like Toad. So if it's now small and pops up,
You know what? I would love to see like a small. I want to see like a small character that's just got like a really deep bass voice. I'd love to do it myself, but my voice is.
Hello there, little one.
Hello. Have you ever seen true perfection?
Are you a goblin?
Are you
True,
questioning
I'm
me?
goblin. I'm like, oh my god. Oh,
You will rue the day.
So there's a lot of tools and instruments you could choose from.
so many tools.
Yeah, so when you're thinking about stuff like this, like think about like what is your goblin like to do? Are they more of like a musical thing? Are they a bit more crafty? Like are they the kind that sort of sits around and like just messes with like food, or do they like to write very pretty, or do they want to play the bagpipes? Like
They paint miniatures.
they paint.
It's like I'm very guilty unless I play my bagpipes. I'm just like quiet. And you're like, no, I don't like that.
That sounds absolutely horrible.
Bagpipes are bigger than he is.
um,
He's just got a horn.
I mean, or is he the type that like sits in a tree and like whittles with some woodcarver's tools?
true.
You know,
I feel like since he's a goblin, he'd be very into shiny. So, but is it gonna be more like jeweler shiny or like tinkerer shiny? Of like, ooh, thing, make thing.
that's true.
Tiny
very
hands
true.
get into tiny
Let's go with
machinery.
tinker tools.
Tinker tools, all right.
Yeah.
So you can tinker around. Okay, let's go on ahead and we're gonna swap now.
What would you like next?
Let's just keep going in order. Which,
Back to me?
yep.
Beep deep. All right. So, I've been doing some thinking on what I'm gonna be, and last time I was, able to play. Other than the one shot for Nancy's birthday, I was a magic caster, so I figured I'd stay with it and just be a sorcerer this time, though. Instead of learning spells, I am the spells.
Ooh.
All the spells.
So,
Alright.
yeah, proficiencies. I'm feeling going with Arcana and Persuasion, just to round some things out for myself.
Takes care of that charisma as well as that
And magical
magic.
need.
Yeah.
Spell casting. I'll do spells later.
Yeah, we can wait till after we do abilities
Yeah.
and go back to spells.
My Sorcerer's Origin, I'm going to do an Unearthed Arcana I'm feeling as a Clockwork Soul. So, for those who are like, what does that mean? The
You don't get to know.
plane of existence of Mechanus is one of Law and Order, and just like with anything else, if it's a if it's a plane of existence, it can more often than not affect something on the material plane and make it magical. That's the easiest way to look at it. And so I have clockwork magic, meaning I get a whole bunch of clockwork spells-ish things. I just love that counterspells part of it. It's just, mwah, perfect. And then Restore Balance is my first thing I get, meaning I can, using my Charisma modifier, I can balance something having advantage or something having disadvantage. So if our monk friend is going to have disadvantage on something, I can go, no, you roll normally now, bud. Go get him.
Go bit bap in the
That's
boot.
very good. And you use that equal to your charisma modifier.
Yes.
Nice. That is a good feature.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
That is a good feature. All right.
So, next to...
It would be Nancy.
Yeah. Look up. Trying to find the share thing in the jiggy. Read the application.
I'm just not showing my face this time. It's just going to be my little thing up in the corner the entire time.
Hide away.
There we go.
Okay. So, I'm going to go with a druid.
Oh, you don't want to also be a monk? Let's all be monks.
Just a party full of monks.
And one sorcerer.
We're gonna get 4 turtle
You know, I'm
monks
actually
named
for that.
Leo,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Raph,
Party amongst.
No.
Micah, and Dono.
If you
Heather.
want to be another, we can have 2
Yeah,
monks.
you can have 2
that's
monks
what
if you really
wanna
want
do.
to. Do what you want.
It's 1,000% up to you.
I'm just joking about making
I
the
know,
Teenage
but
Mutant
now
Ninja
you
Turtles.
tapped into my indecisiveness.
Well, now's your chance. You have to learn to be decisive.
No, I can't even decide food for myself.
Oh boy. So what do you think? You obviously have some kind of character concept in mind. What do you think which class do you think would go better with that character concept?
I mean, if it's a really old druid gnome, I kind of figure that they'd be like a little feisty. So I mean, the the whole concept of them just like harnessing this huge power to whack somebody.
I'll tell you
cool.
straight up, you can totally do that as a druid.
Yes.
Okay. Then
Like,
The power you muster up is not one of yourself. You're literally like, Mother Nature has sent me to teach you a lesson. Get
Mother
back.
Nature told me
I
to
mean,
beat
that's
your
kind
ass.
of what I want to go for.
Yeah, don't underestimate druids. They can definitely be the bappin' beat 'em up type.
yeah, especially if you start doing something like we saw with like Bilal and Bards and Nobles. He did the Moon Druid, which is very focused on the
Hey, do you want
wild
a druid?
shape.
I added druid to your druid so you can druid while you wild shape.
Exactly. So he's like wild shaping. So he has like 8 different health bars in every fight, and this is like cool.
It's a DM's nightmare.
I'm a dinosaur.
But it's entirely up to you. The choice is yours.
Okay. I mean, comparing the two, I'm just gonna stick with druid. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna...
She's druish.
All right. So at first level, you get your proficiencies.
Which is that.
So you get 2 druid skills. Yay!
Druid skills.
Oh, I think I want to go with animal handling and medicine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Making her panic.
Yeah.
Oh, those are
and then
good. I mean, those are good ones to go with. Yeah.
Be like a Healy grandma and a very
Foxy Graham.
Because I mean, I almost went with nature, but I kind of feel like that's already in their class.
Nature. She is très beautiful.
So it's not inherently in your class.
Okay.
I would say rangers are a bit more directly tied into having nature-based aspects in their class as opposed to druids.
Because druids can get their power from any form. You can have stars as this, like,
Right,
so it's a
right.
wide variety.
I guess perception and medicine for now.
Okay,
See and heal.
those are good. Those are good ones.
Your saving throws are intelligence and wisdom, so you get to add your you'll be better at doing intelligence and wisdom saves.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on, Tristan.
I guess I will share my screen. Ba-doop. Ba-doop. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Do. Hello, welcome to the class choices.
You have a bunch.
I do. And you know what I'm going to end up picking?
Hold on, let me try and think. Okay, I'm feeling
Clearly not a
something
fighter.
martial. Oh my god, it's a fighter.
I'm a barbarian.
I would not have expected at all this from you.
I'm
shocked.
choosing a fighter. That's right. I am playing a human fighter.
Human fighter. All right.
Now again, there is a plan with this.
Fight.
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at your proficiencies and your fighting style at first level.
Alrighty, proficiencies. We've got, I would say, athletics. Ba-doop. And I'm also going to choose perception.
All right. Get those good Persephone checks going.
Yes, and fighting style. Do.
So you got some options.
Do. Well, if I can get these things to go the way I want, I'm going to go with great weapon fighting.
So you're just gonna smash stuff. 1s and 2s don't exist for you. Even
Yeah. So
except if you re-roll 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And then I get my second wind, which is recuperating myself.
All right. So since we are on you, go on ahead and go over to abilities.
Let's roll them stats.
I don't want them. Ba-doop.
So the way that I roll stats is the way that Brandon rolls stats. Take 4d6, drop the lowest. You can re-roll 1, so you don't end up with like
A
a
7.
3.
Or 3. I just personally think that it's lame because common folk get 10s across the board. And if you're supposed to be the heroic adventurer, it's kind of weird. Unless it's like a thing you're bad at. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
I also do 2 sets, and players can pick which set they like better. I like that because it is nice to be able to sort of like pick what you like, what set you like. I know that some people would probably take advantage of, oh, well, this is obviously the better set. Me personally, I really like it when a set has one really good stat and one awful stat because I like that balance.
No. Give me good stat.
So far, your first set, 14, 8, 13.
Oh, jeez.
15. 10. This is not a very good first set.
No, I don't like it.
Oh boy!
Not a fan.
And 16.
Ugh.
Yeah, 16 kind of balances things a little bit.
Does it though?
Yeah, kind of.
Does it though? Does it though?
I just want someone to say Jimmy's mom in that voice.
Jimmy's mom.
Alright.
Carl Weezer, Jimmy's
Perfect.
mom,
Perfect.
croissant.
Croissant.
Your second set so far is 15, 14, 12.
Your character's really gonna be
Middle of the road.
starting from the bottom, working up.
No, no. Just what I want in a short campaign.
Yeah, your second set's
Basically
going to be
gonna be
very
Rocky.
middle of the road.
Hey, that's better than bad though.
I mean, you're gonna be Rocky. You're gonna have to like really.
So
fight
your
for it.
second set has 4 14s,
Oh,
a 12, and a 15.
hey.
Ugh.
So,
So the first set had a 16 in it.
your first set is from lowest to highest 8, 10,
Mm-hmm.
13, 14, 15, 16.
It has a 16, but it also has an 8 in it.
Yeah, however, I do
Your
get a
second
+1
set-
to everything.
So
Your
turn
second
into a
set,
9.
lowest to highest, is 12, 14, 14, 14, 14, 15.
So that's 13, 15, 15, 15, 15, 16. Think about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a 16, but then the other one you have a 17 in. This is the joys of character
Yeah,
creation.
that's tough.
The choice is yours.
Is it? Can I have the
True.
sheet?
It is. At the same time, you can just be like, I don't need to be smart.
I will send you a picture of it because I'm writing on this sheet.
You monster.
So we have more books, but would you like your own thing to write on?
No, I was just going to take the sheet of paper.
I'm writing on the sheet of paper.
I'm going to be using D20 since I have a bunch of them. I'm just going to turn them to the stats that you roll.
Well, aren't you fracking special?
Would you like some time to think about it, and I'll move on to
Yes.
somebody else?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So next up, Sean.
Yes.
We're gonna do some stat rolls for your monk.
Stat rolls.
Let's go over to them abilities.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh,
Hmm.
your first roll was a 10. Your second one was an 18.
Oh, you should take this. It's got a free +4.
Third roll is a 9.
Oh.
That's what I like, though. I like that low. I like that high.
Makes her a spicy character.
Fourth one's a 16. Fifth one's a 17. This is a good ass stat set.
You're gonna be bapping.
The last one is a 15.
Okay.
So you've got 10, 18, 9, 16, 17, 15. That's your first set.
Now show us the second. Show us who you really are.
Oh, don't worry. It's acting that way. So far, I've got 11, 12, 12.
Perfect.
13.
Oh, how good. How middle of the road can we be?
17.
Hey!
And 10.
Okay.
I think for flavor, I'm probably gonna go with the first set.
Okay.
Perf.
Do you know where you would like to put these scores in? I can. Is there a certain order you want me to read them to you?
See, if you just go down the choose generation method and hit,
I'm just trying to think like class wise, like because I know like Dex is
So
probably
Dex
important.
and Wiz for monks.
yes.
Yeah.
That being said, with my racial bonus, I already have +2 on Dex.
So if you put the 18 in a dex, you're starting off with a 20.
That's very true. You're automatically.
And that means you get a +5 to hit from the start.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. So going ahead and if you want to pop that 18 into Dex and give yourself the 20 off the bat, solid start.
Okay.
So go up and see where it says choose generation method,
Generation method.
and then hit manual.
Manual. Nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my 18 there.
Yep.
Okay. Your next highest stat is a 17.
And probably Wiz.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You're going to be the hardest guy to hit.
Your next highest is a 16. Now this is where you can, give yourself a little bit more on the hit points. You already get a +1 con. So if you put that 16 in Constitution, it would make it 17. Or if you wanted to be like a super smart monk, you can put that 17 in Intelligence, or, pop it into Strength. If you wanted to be both athletic and acrobatic.
I probably won't put it in Intelligence.
I mean, you also get a +1 for con, so put it into con, you're going to make your con better.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw it in Con.
Okay. So put that
what
16
was that number
in
again?
Con. 16.
16?
16. 1-6.
So you get now you have a 17 in con. God, your guy's great.
So then your next highest is a 15.
I might put that in Strength.
Okay.
Or,
You are a goblin, and it depends on, if you really want to make your goblin cute, or you just would be like, I'm a goblin, I'm going to lean into it.
Yeah, no, it's up to you. You could be, so whatever gets the 9 is going to have a negative modifier on it.
that's true.
So I would start with there next, actually. Like, do you want to be, not very good at talking to people? Do you want to be sort of on the less intelligent side? Or do you want to be like very dexterous, but not very strong? And so I would start that direction.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess I could be like good with people, but not like very smart, and not super strong either.
So yeah, if you want to put like a 9 in intelligence, a 10 in strength, and the 15 in charisma, you could do it that way.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my
9 and
God.
10.
Yeah,
You're the cutest little goblin I ever did see.
very cute. All right.
I'll bite your legs off!
So if you're happy with how those are, we can go on ahead and move on. Next up would be Brandon.
Alright, let's do this. Hit me with it.
I'm preemptively apologizing. My player stats aren't always great. It's not bad.
It's fine if my character isn't great. I'll live.
All ones. All right.
Wait, hold on, then no, I'd be dead.
Sorry, Brandon. You said you'd be fine.
Said not great, not dead.
So far, 14, 16, 13.
Hey, 16.
Not bad. There's an 11. 14. And a a 13. So very more middle of the road.
What was that?
So you've got a 14, 16, 13, 11, 14, 13. Very middle of the road.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay, that turned out better.
Woohoo!
You started with 6, 1, 1, 2. Yeah. Okay.
Dun dun. What will it be? And I got a +2 to charisma and +1 to dex. So hoping.
Okay, second set.
Yeah, hit me with it.
12, 16, 14, 10, 17, 10.
Second one.
Second one? Alright.
17 to charisma.
Yeah, your next highest after that would be that 16.
Going to dex.
Jeez, I really got the short end
After
of the
that
stick.
is a 14.
Come on.
Following that is a 12.
Probably intelligence.
And then 2 10s.
Pretty standard strength, pretty standard wisdom. That checks out. So, okay, not too bad. Dexterity. Okay, so I can get dexterity. Okay, I know. Yep, I'm good. I'm looking pretty okay.
Alright, next up is going to be Nancy.
After her camera took a dive.
Oh no, camera down!
I got up and I knocked my thing out. I was about to take a bite out of my burrito, and you're like, "That's no."
Oh, I'm sorry. You can take a bite real quick if you want.
She's got to still roll all the dice. So
Yeah,
you,
that's true. I still gotta roll the dice. If you wanna, you can knock
your
out the
burrito.
burrito.
and then the jazzy interim.
What? There, now we can't see you anyway, so.
So now you can eat your burrito
I
in
can
peace.
dig deep.
Oh.
Not off to a bad start.
That's always good.
Good.
So your first set has 3 16s, a 14, a 13, and a 10.
Holy shit.
Tristin got the bad end of the
I
stick.
got boned.
Hey, the good news is, as a fighter, you can wear heavy armor. That'll balance out you not being so dexterous. Whatever your highest stat is, put that into strength and curb your strength to that. If they can't hit you, you can't lose health. And if you can kill them before they hurt you, you don't lose health. So then it becomes defense. My defense is kicking your ass.
Oh, your second set, I would love. I would love it. You probably won't pick it, but I'd love
Why
it.
does it have like a 7?
So I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
So your second set has 17, 9, 9, 18, 10, 11.
You have a 17. Oh my god.
She's
God,
got a
why
17
couldn't I
and
got
an
that?
18,
But 2 9s.
but 2 9s, a 10, and 11. I'd love that. I would love that.
I would love
but
that.
Your first set, I mean, it's up to you. Whatever set you want to take.
Okay, so first one you said was a 16, a 16, a 16, a 14, and a 10?
That was the safer
14,
option.
a 10, and a 13.
And then the second one has a 17, 9, 9, 18, 10, 11.
Yes.
Yes. So that one's the more risky option, but it does put you in a place where you are guaranteed to have something be amazing.
Yeah, but you're talking about
I
2
have, like-
potential negative modifiers.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
And you're cast with wisdom, so
Okay. So could you list off which ones would be my main priorities? For
that druid.
So for a druid, there's a couple different ways to play it, though. Because you want your wisdom to be high. You want your dex and your strength to be high, though. Because especially if you're going to utilize, if you're going to be a more fighty druid, as opposed to, a utilitarian spellcaster.
In the back.
So it depends on how you want to play it.
Yeah, it depends if you're gonna want to be up front with Tristin and Sean, or if you want to be in the middle as if they get close, you're able to handle it by casting spells, or if you want to be in the back with me.
Yeah.
I have no intention of, as a sorcerer, getting close to anybody.
So I'd probably do it like middle ground. Yeah, I'd probably do middle ground.
It's going to be mid-range. You want to be able to cast spells, but also if someone gets in your face, hit them.
Yes.
So you're probably gonna want that first set then. That's got the 316s. Would be my if you want to be good at both your spell casting as well as being able to hit and not getting hit, you're probably gonna want the 316s. Oh my god, your dex is insane.
1 million.
1 million dexterity.
I'm literally able to kill everything.
I'm going to, because I got a +2 to this. How's that?
All right, that's solid. That's solid.
Solid as a rock.
Dun 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 dun.
Like a rock.
So, I know Tristan's still going to be picking his scores. So, why don't you go ahead and hit the back?
Oh, sorry. Should I continue sharing?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. So, going ahead and hit back to class. Up your level to level 10.
If you want to do this, you can do one at a time or just go a full hog.
So, second level, you get your druid circle.
That's the fun part.
Do you have any idea what type of druid you want to be as far as your druid circle?
No, Mia.
Oh,
All right. Well, there are a lot of them. Go ahead and open up that option list.
There are an obscene amount of
There are
them.
an obscene amount of options for druids.
Not to mention, there's also the Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah.
So click that choose an option.
Which one?
The choose an option.
I was already what?
Yeah, click that so it drops down the list of what.
It's already listed.
No, not on the.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I
Not
actually have
processing.
lost your screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not opening up for. That's weird. Does it not open up on? No, it should. It should be. Technical. We're figuring this out, ladies and gentlemen.
But I'm gonna. Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing and then share it again. And then let's try this one more time. How about now?
No.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna give it a minute.
Should I just read them all?
Do you think it's because it pops up in a different window?
It shouldn't. Mine doesn't.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and read them off.
Okay, so first one is Circle of Dreams.
Ah, yes, the ones where your nature isn't quite so naturey. It's more coming from the aspect of the power of dreams and the power of the thought and mind. So that's one avenue. There's many things inside of that, but that'd be an interesting option. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Next one is Circle of the Land.
That has the most different options because each land that you like, there's what?
Arctic, coast,
Yeah.
desert, forest,
Yeah.
grassland, mountain, swamp,
Each
and underground.
biome kind of gets its own circle of.
So they have different abilities. So unless there's a biome that you really want to embody, it's not really. I wouldn't pick it, but it's up to you.
Okay, next one is Circle of the Moon.
That one's if you want to wild shape and wild shape hardcore. It makes it so whenever you do wild shape into animals, you can do act like they're better wild shapes. That you can also later cast spells from wild shape, and at a higher enough level, you can wild shape into elementals.
Oh, cool. Next one is Circle of the Shepherd.
That one's a good one. That one's, I believe, Sean, you actually play that one in my other campaign.
Yeah.
Spirit Hawk.
That one, yeah, you've got your Spirit Hawk. That one's a bit more connection to...
The Fae.
It's the Fae, right?
Yeah.
And, like, animals, creatures, yeah.
Okay, so next one is a GGTR? Is that it?
GTTR, that's just Guildmat, or no, what is GTTR?
I believe that's... What is the name of it?
So it's Circle of the Whores. Frick. Spores! Spores! I meant spores!
Circle of the
Wildfire
Whores, you
underneath
say?
it.
Everyone picked that one.
Circle of Whores.
Oh, it's Guildmaster.
eh?
It should be Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
Circle
Of whores.
There's some whores in this circle.
There's some hoes in this circle. There's some hoes in this circle.
That's gonna be a thing now.
No, please no. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
Guildmaster.
It's
so
the bardic
circle of
circle.
spores is like fungi and like mushrooms and like dead things.
So for the Bards and Nobles campaign, it'll be Sprout.
I was very tempted when I was making Ven. I was just like, spores.
Spores, I love Circle of Spores, but there's a new one that I love more, but it's Unearthed Arcana.
So for the Unearthed Arcana, there's Circle of Wildfire and Circle of the Stars.
So Circle of Wildfire
It's
is
interesting.
exactly what it sounds like. You basically, your wild shape becomes like a fire elemental. And the Circle of Stars is more about the constellations and like the sky. And it's,
So what Ivy was in Bards and Nobles
yeah.
from the fight.
I love the Wildfire Druid.
Wildfire Druid gives you a little wildfire sprite. In the higher your level, the better the sprite is.
So, Arson.
Kind of.
Yeah. If you want to be an arsonist
You're the
druid.
most fire bent druid. Okay?
Okay, I'm bent between Wildfire and Stars.
They're Unearthed Arcana. They're both interesting. They're both good. Stars
What?
has.
I was going to say, why don't you read through the both of them? We'll move to somebody else, and then we'll come back.
We'll go back to Tristin.
Okay, so I can't really read on it because it doesn't...
If you go
Say
to
If you go down, like I'm talking about, if you go down to your like abilities that you get at higher levels.
so like down where it says summon wildfire and such.
Yeah, read about that stuff. Those extra things that you get for that specific subclass, and
that's
kind
what
of
you
figure out
interested
what
in?
you like more.
And just hopped over to your character sheet.
Oh.
That's what you went?
I think, because I like the idea of him being pretty middle of the road average.
Doesn't that just describe the character pretty well?
So you went with the
15,
14. Oh my god.
I mean, to be
I'm
fair,
so sorry.
it's 4 15s. That's a +2. You technically, now you say like, oh, I'm not that good. You're better at everything in total
Yes.
than any one of us are.
I'm the well-rounded
Yeah, that's
character.
very
You're the
true.
multi-tool of the group.
Yes.
Which makes sense for a fighter.
Yes.
So okay, so let's go on ahead and go back to your class.
All right. We're going
Go to level 10.
20, right?
Nope.
Don't you wish?
Have that.
All right.
So martial archetype.
Let's see.
See that now I can see it. I don't know what's up with.
Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't let on Nancy's. That was weird.
So we know which one you're not picking.
You're not gonna be
A gunslinger.
a gunslinger.
Dang it!
You're not gonna be. Hold on, I'm getting a vision.
Wait, why can't I be the gunslinger?
You're not gonna be an arcane archer.
Oh, those are so good, though. You're probably also not going to be a Purple Dragon Knight because this is Brandon's hot takes. Purple Dragon Knights are garbage. You can build a better fighter and be something else and do everything a Purple Dragon Knight can.
You can be a Purple Dragon Knight, but like, why would you want to?
Yeah, it's pretty garbage.
If you can be a Purple Dragon Knight, but also like Champion exists or Battle Master
Or Echo Knights, or Psy Knight,
or even Samurai.
Eldritch Knight,
Eldritch
all
Knight.
those things. So I'm going with.
But that's our personal opinion. If you pick a Purple Dragon Knight and that's your go-to,
more power to you.
That's more power to you. I want to see how well you play with that.
You're gonna go Champion.
I'm gonna go Champion.
The fighterest fighter that ever did fight.
Yes.
All right. So, when you're thinking about this, make sure that because when we get your backstory, why Champion?
Why am I a
How
champion?
is he a champion?
You fight good.
I fight.
I kind of have the easiest specs, easiest.
Yeah,
figure.
you're also a sorcerer, so it's like
I was born with it.
Maybe
he's
he's born with
it.
it. Maybe it's Eldrick's power.
Maybe it's the power of God.
So, and then you've got your many ability score improvements.
yeah, you're saying like, oh man, what am I gonna
That's
do?
true.
You get more ability score improvements.
You can have a 20 in strength in no time, and then also take Sentinel, and then also take Heavy Weapon Master. Dude, trust me, fighters, human fighter that's why it's a pen all like not.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
one of the
I
top
know.
choices.
Again, all will be revealed when I.
All will be revealed in time.
So I guess let's see. Let's do ability score improvement. Let's
Strength.
strength.
Oh, really? I was thinking that you would do like wisdom.
You're gonna be like a Dex fighter.
Oh, you said strength. I thought you said Shrek.
Yes.
I mean, what is
Up that
Shrek but the
ability score?
embodiment of strength?
You're not wrong. So you're human Shrek. Got it.
This one, I will do a feat, and I will do Sentinel. Because Sentinel makes...
Sentinel is amazing. Don't move. Swack.
Yep.
Yeah, for those of you at home, Sentinel is an ability that, well, okay, it's right there. Whenever you hit a creature with your opportunity attack, meaning if they leave your threatened area, so for depending on what he is, like 5 feet, you can stop them and hit them in their tracks and they don't move. And if something has Sentinel, disengage does not allow them to get away free. So it's pretty much you ain't going nowhere if I can keep a hand on you.
If they bap somebody at 5 feet of you, you can then react and bap them.
Yes.
So it's pretty great.
Yeah. It's a pretty good feat.
Well, what's Remarkable Athlete do?
Remarkable Athlete. Starting at 7th level, you can add half your proficiency bonus, round up to any strength, dex, or con check you make that doesn't already use your proficiency bonus.
Oh boy.
Oh man, these middle of the road +2s are going to be terrible when you get half your plus that plus half.
Right?
I feel so inadequate.
You should.
Shut up, you.
I also, when I do a running long jump, the distance you can cover increases by a number of feet equal to your strength modifier.
And then you had the improved critical. Well, no, it was up not the extra attack. Yeah, the improved critical,
Meaning I can crit on 19s.
which is really good.
Yes.
Alright, so then you get that other ability score improvement.
Let's see. So that brings my strength up to 18.
It'll say if you bring it up, it'll show. It won't let you go past 20. So,
Right.
do you want to make your strength a 20 and just hit for 5s? Once again, defense. My defense is kicking your ass.
I should boost some, like my con and my dex to improve my AC and.
Well, it depends on what type of armor you're wearing.
Yeah, it's true.
If
You're a
wearing heavy
fighter,
armor,
so you're kind of open with the armor.
Yeah, it's true. So maybe
you go with everything. You pick anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I could boost my health with con.
Yes.
No, not dex. We'll get that up.
Okay, and then you get another fighting style because why wouldn't you?
Why would I not?
Why not? And if you're really so worried about your AC, you could always take, I believe it's
Protection.
defense,
Or,
right?
there's defense. Oh yeah, defense or dueling. Dueling they both
Right,
do.
that's where you can fight with one hand and.
Dueling, yeah, dueling gives you. So both of those would help you. I think defense allows you.
Because doesn't defense give a plus to AC if you're wearing armor? Is that it?
Yep.
While
Yeah.
you're wearing armor, you gain a +1 bonus to your AC,
Yeah.
which I assume I will be wearing armor as a fighter.
So let's say you wear an armor that gives you an AC of 16, now the AC is 17.
Yes.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and make sure that I have some AC.
All right.
Boop.
Perfect. You don't get any spells, so we will move on.
What? I don't get spells.
Sean, we are
Hello.
moving on to you.
Hello, I'm playing a Sean.
Nancy, to answer your question, technically when you wild shape, if you're turning into an animal, you can't talk at all.
Okay, so for the star.
Oh, that thing, that's different. Yes, you could. Your voice, if you want for flavor, could technically change if you wanted to do star. If you were wild shaping into an animal, if like a bear, you'd sound like a bear.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with the
Star?
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a
We'll
star
come,
boy.
we'll come around back to you. We'll come around back to you. So, Sean, go on ahead and go back to your class.
Gotcha. Oh gosh.
Up your level to 10.
Now, when I do it, I am going to go one at a time because I have spells to worry about. So I don't want to, like, pick the wrong, like, level of spells that I wouldn't normally get. They're all
fair.
level 5 spells.
Too many spells.
All right, so your monastic
Do you have any
tradition.
spells?
Did you have an idea of a monastic tradition in mind?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. I love to hear that.
Da-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na.
There you
Wow,
go.
imagine that. A goblin's
Which
gonna come
totally
out and
works
start.
for your creepy little stealthy goblin.
It's a cute little stealthy goblin, though. So, Goblin's gonna come out. People are like, "Oh, are you lost, little? I'm gonna break your kneecaps."
You're like, oh god.
I just imagine just like that vine. Give me all your fucking money.
Dun, dun.
Dun dun.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly
The
it.
Law and Order.
All right, so then we're gonna go up to that ability score improvement.
Ability score. I definitely said ability and not umbility. I don't even.
Umbilical cord.
Improvement.
Don't.
Help.
How?
Umbilical cord.
Help me, please.
It's braided wire.
Do I want feet or ability?
Porque no Lando.
I'll tell you, most feats are available. Lucky is not.
Oh,
makes sense.
darn.
Lucky is not a feat I will allow.
That's
See
just
what we've got for feet.
you have two. You have a whole bunch. Some of them don't actually exist. Like Clonus Charm is not a thing. That's
That's mine.
so. If you want,
No. What? Sorry.
if you want some guidance.
Did not mean to do that. I'm just scrolling. But yes, I would love some guidance.
There's a few things you can pick that would help you. Like tough makes it so you have a lot more health.
Yeah, tough ups your health pool. Mobile
Mobile's
is
pretty
a
good for
one.
you.
What's these? Speed increases. I am pretty small, but I am also fast. Dash.
But you also, when you make a melee attack, you don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature for the rest of the turn, whether you hit or not. Mobile's pretty decent.
Oh, that's not
So
bad.
that's the only thing that can counteract Sentinel.
Yeah.
Because Sentinel says the disengage.
Yes.
So if you were to attack someone who has Sentinel, you could still leave them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mobile's a good one, but
Yeah, let's go with it.
Because
Okay.
so you're gonna be a zoomy.
Zoom, zoom.
Yeah,
zoom.
moves are already.
Zoomies.
Oh, I forgot you have evasion. Ain't nobody hitting you.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Dex save? Nah, I'm good.
Dex save. Who needs Dex?
I'm just like, I'm Zoom, and if not, I Shadow Step.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, you have the ability. Shadow Step allows you gotta just I go into the shadows. I'm appearing in those shadows. Go into the feet.
Yeah.
That would have been fun to have continued that with Durlog as a barbarian bunk. But then doing away with the shadow, just a bugbear coming out of the shadows.
Hey there, bud.
Hello, rage. Ah!
Observant's pretty good if you want to be able to, catch things. Like your passive will be a lot better. You don't really need sharpshooter. Skilled lets you get more skill proficiencies.
Because you're a shadow monk, by the way, I would allow you to take the wisdom shadow touched UA.
Yeah.
I would allow that.
So it's up more.
The what?
If you go to
touch?
shadow touched, there should be a one for wisdom.
Shadow touch.
Should be slightly up.
Wisdom. What exactly does?
Click
I'll
on
just
it.
read it, I guess.
Yeah.
Increase one.
So your
Then
wisdom's up.
shadows from my experience with the Shadowfell. I gain the following benefits.
So yeah, hit show more, and then so you get a wisdom bonus. So whatever your wisdom was, it's one better. Wasn't it 17?
I think.
Yeah.
So now it's
And then I learn
18.
a darkness spell and one first level spell of my choice.
From
Ooh.
illusion or necromancy.
Ooh.
Oh,
You can
there's
cast
a really
them
good
without
name.
expending a spell slot.
Wait, so with illusion, could you do like the mirror image?
At first
You
level,
can cast-
so
Oh, sorry.
Once you cast either of the spells this way, you can't cast it again until you finish a long rest.
but see if you can do mirror image.
Or something of that.
If you
degree.
could get something like mirror image is illusion, that would be really good for
Oh
you.
my
It's
god!
just a bunch of tiny angry goblins. Around
Because that's 3 tiny. You can create 3 duplicates of yourself.
Fire roll.
Oh my god, is it in there?
Hellish
It should
rebuke.
be.
I'm just kidding.
No,
No,
see
okay,
it.
it must not be.
unless it's under another name.
No.
Oh, first level.
Yeah, first level. But you can do. Hold on, go down to the M's again.
Magic missile.
No.
Magic missile.
No, there's inflict wounds and 8 familiar. No, 8 familiar is not an actual thing.
There was like what silent.
Long Strider.
There's
Silent image. Long strider.
If you want to be able to zoom, Long Strider. I think it triples your movement.
Triple unseen so.
But long strider's not illusion or necromancy.
Oh yeah,
It's-
which one of these is illusion and necromancy?
They're also already supposed to be in here, so it's supposed to already do it. So if it's in
Okay.
here, I would allow. If D&D Beyond is glitching out, that's weird, but we can do some quick checks.
Is it?
Catapult
Let me
yourself.
find out. Let me consult.
I don't imagine catapult.
It's transmutation.
So that
I don't know why it's technically still in there.
yeah.
But I was just that because I was looking. I was like divine favors.
False
in there.
Life's good though.
False life is good. That's a
nice.
good one. That's
False
necromancy.
Life allows you to pretty much give yourself temporary hit points at the start of whenever you want.
Yeah.
Well, 1d4 plus 4, but it's still you can at the
Yeah.
start of a battle you can boost yourself 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points, which would be good to do.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's not bad. It's just a thought, because I can find story purposes why you would be Shadow Touch considering your subclass.
Yeah.
So
Is Hex isn't necromancy.
Hex is not
Yeah,
necromancy.
it's
Hex is
Enchantment, isn't it?
enchantment. Yeah.
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
So I mean, you can have a look around at these. We don't have to worry about picking them right now.
Right.
You also get later level purity of body. That's so good. Thunderous Smite. No.
That's why I'm saying that some of these are not.
Silent
Also,
Image is
some of
still a
these
good
don't
one.
Sound right.
Silent Image is one where you can you produce like it doesn't make sound, but you could produce something that fits
an
with that fits.
illusion, like a
So
small image.
like you could produce a version of you that is just walking out, not making any noise. If you want to distract somebody, and then
Which would make sense. He's a tiny little monk.
you send out your illusion, you bring them over to a shadowy area, and you jump out and go surprise, punch. Inflict wounds is also a that's necromancy. That one's just touch and deal damage. Is that first level?
Inflict wounds. Yeah.
Dang, 3d10 first level spell.
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's a first level.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it is first level. Jesus.
Because you can get cure wounds, inflict wounds, and then harm and heal at the same level.
That's right.
Huh.
Inflict wounds does much more damage than cure wounds heals.
Which is kind of funny.
That's very funny.
Reyes.
Is it bad that I kind of want to go with inflict wounds?
Go with it.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm just
we'll,
like, hey.
So I will make sure that Shadow Touched is a part of your background.
Nice. Thank you.
And
You were
so,
touched by
purity
shadow.
of body. You have the unarmed movement improvement, meaning you can run on water as long as you don't end your turn there and on vertical surfaces.
Yes.
And purity of body, I think, means you can't get poisoned anymore.
Okay.
All right. So let's go on ahead and go over to Brandon.
Nobody cares.
Wow, rude.
Sorry, it's the human fighter in me.
All right, so we'll go to class.
The
Like
Kermit
mine's gonna
video.
be a bit because I gotta go, bit by bit because I gotta make sure I get the right spells. So I get my font of magic, meaning I finally have sorcery points, meaning I can flex them around if I need to get spell slots. So I have 4 cantrips. So probably cantrip wise,
Counterspell.
not a
That's
cantrip.
not a cantrip.
God, if that was a cantrip.
If Counterspell was a cantrip,
Everyone would take
Ooh.
it. Chill touch because, firebolt's a really good one. And then probably message if I need to talk to somebody, and mind sliver.
it's always good to have those intelligence-based ones.
Exactly why I was like mind sliver's an option.
So at first level, you get 3 first-level spells.
So I'm probably gonna go with magic missile because
Mage armor.
yeah, where is that at? Mage armor. Give me that. And shield. Because God knows if I need to react. Meta magic! So I get so this is how I can, bend the weave, and it's going to be quickened and twinned. So
Some
that
of
means
the best meta magic.
I can now I can go, I want to cast 2 fireballs this turn. Quickened! Hiya!
Yeah.
Or I want to target 2 people with haste, like our fighter and our monk.
What? That's crazy talk.
I got another spoolie boy. I get a 2nd level spell now.
Yep.
So probably gonna be... Oh, this is a hard one. A 2nd level spell. That's... Probably for the sake of... probably invisibility. Can't get hit, no one can see me.
Alright.
4th level ability score improvement. What's my Oh, that's right, my charisma is at a 19.
Just need 1 in charisma.
So 1 charisma, 1 dex, and that will be 1 in charisma, 1 in dex. Now I got that's 18 in dex and 20 in charisma. Whoop whoop. That get me any more? Yes, another 2nd level spell.
It also got you another cantrip.
And another cantrip, you are correct. God, spellcasters, man. They're so good. I'm gonna go mage hand in case.
I touch someone from afar.
Why would you say it like that?
Don't know what
I'm
you're
gonna go
talking about.
Shadow Blade in case somebody does get up close and personal. I can at least make a blade of something.
A blade of shadow.
Yeah, it's a blade of shadow.
Interesting. It's like it's in the name. Of the
Oh
spell.
look, I don't get anything at 5th level. In fact, the next thing I get is until next level. Whoop, whoop,
Yeah,
back to spells. Sorcerers don't get that much very often.
It's because they
Counter-
get that meta magic. And stuff.
Wait, no, I don't need counterspell. It's part of my class. So we're gonna go with haste.
So counterspell is something that you always have.
Counterspell using my clockwork magic activates at 5th level. I get counterspell. So I always have it. I don't need to learn it. It's one of the spells I always will have available to me.
Cool.
So doing my thing. 6th level, Bulwark of Law. So I can expend 1 to 5 sorcery points and give each creature within 30 feet of me that I choose a D8 to use, and those D8s, you get to roll them and reduce damage by the amount of D8s. Well, it's on the D8. So if I each give everyone 5 D8s, and you get hit for 50, you could roll all 5 of those D8s and reduce that damage by whatever is rolled. So I'm going to be doing my best to make sure y'all don't die.
Good luck.
Best of luck to you.
You're in a league of your own over there, bud. The other one that I'd want to do is slow.
Make them fast, make them slow.
Too bad they're both concentration, but at least if we're trying to beat the crap out of one thing, I can slow it down.
That's fair.
Beat the crap out of many things, speed you up.
Yes.
I think my next thing is until 8th level, so I'll just go back to spells, do my 7th level, and get a 4th level spell now. Storm Sphere. Easy peasy. I like, personally, whenever I do the spellcasters, I like to vary up what the damage type is, in case something's like, I'm resistant to that. And I'll be like, fine, I'll try something else.
Oh, you like fire? Well, here, try my ice.
Take that! So,
Oh, you also like ice? Well, here, take some radiance.
Take anything! So, I'm going to pick a feat, and I already have an idea for this feat.
Okay.
It's called Spell Sniper, and I'm going to pick my Sorcerer, and using that I can learn anything. Well, one, I ignore half cover and 3/4 cover, so there's no hiding unless I can't see you. And even then, I have ways around that.
I see you still. What? There you are.
I can. My range on everything is doubled, and I get a spell from the Bard, Sorcerer, or Warlock, and I'm gonna pick some Eldritch Blast.
Get that Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
So I can technically do 4 Eldritch Blasts in a turn. Because Quicken Spell, each thing's twice. So 4d10 coming at you.
Yep.
So I did the spell for that level. Oh no, I get another one.
Yep.
So the next 4th level will probably be Greater Invisibility, because what's better than
Being invisible.
Being
super invisible.
What's better than a monk that can go invisible in darkness? A fighter that you can't see hitting you.
It's superior.
Superior invisibility. 9th level gets me nothing. I, in fact, don't get anything else until 12th level. So it's just spells.
Yep.
Which is a blessing and a curse. I've actually, I think I get one more thing. My meta magic. I think at 10th level I get another meta magic. Yeah, 10th level, so I get one more meta magic, which I already know what I'm doing. So a 5th level spell. Oh god, this is where it starts getting really hard. I think I'm gonna go with probably. Wall of Light.
Alright.
So I have a little bit of protection in case I need to be like us versus them. And then 10th level gets me another cantrip. So what cantrip now do I not have that I think... You guys have any ideas on what cantrip I should pick?
Counterspell.
Not a cantrip.
Ray of Frost is always good.
That's true. That's an ice spell. I don't think I have an ice spell yet.
Swordburn.
Oh wait, no. Chill Touch. Yeah, I'm going to go Ray of Frost because I don't have an ice spell. Because that means I have Psychic, Ice, Fire, Force, Radiant, Necrotic. I'm trying to literally be the jack of all spell trade here for the sake of I want to keep us alive.
So you're
Just
missing
cast
things like
errands.
acid and poison,
But those are the most common resistance.
Right.
So at 5th level, I get one more 5th level. It has a psychic damage.
Gotta love that synaptic static.
It is really good. Or I could do Insect Plague. What does that damage does that do?
Piercing.
Magical Piercing? That's not bad. Dominate no, we're probably not going to be doing. Creation allows me to... Oh, I can make stuff now. Lame. What's Cloud Kill? Is Cloud Kill poison?
I believe so.
Yes.
Poisonous, yeah.
There we go. There we go, guys. I have rounded my bases on damage. And then final meta magic. God. I could pick... See, now it's not coming up on the stream, but I could pick Distance Spell, which allows me to double the range of my spell again.
How far away are you? 782 feet? Yeah, you can still hit it.
Can you take into account the curvature of the Earth? My spell doesn't have to. What?
You're rolling with disadvantage. Why? Because fuck you, that's why.
Because you're trying real hard here. I'm thinking either that or subtle. So subtle spell allows it so all I have to do is have the component. So if I have a material component, so I can just have it in my... But I don't know if it's going to be needed. You know what? I'm going to do Empowered Spell so I can reroll any damage I have. Yeah. Spend 1 and reroll the number of damage. Oh, so I can spend 1 sorcery point to reroll 5 die on my damage and take that damage instead. Roll a bunch of 1s. So yeah, that's pretty good for me. Yep. I'm feeling righteous. 62 health, not the best, but not the worst.
All right, so now we're gonna pop back on over to Nancy. Are you done with your burrito yet?
Oh yes, I've been done.
How was it?
I marched on that, inhaled it. This is a more proper term for it, I guess. So I only get 2 new things: ability score improvement.
Are you sharing your screen?
You also get spells.
Oh gosh, you're right.
Spellcasters get spells.
Yeah, are you sharing your screen?
It says, it says there's no connection, so I don't know if we're actually able to see it right now.
That's okay. I'll tell you what. I will go into the campaign and I will walk along with you.
Hold on, yeah.
How about now?
Nancy's face.
There it is. You're good now.
Go. Okay. So, if you would like to do it like Brandon did it, take it level by level.
That's the best way to make sure you don't accidentally pick spells. The reason why I do that because you only have so many spell slots, and you don't want to pick a spell that like, oh, I have 4 4th level spells, and you have 2 slots.
Oh, does she prepare spells?
You do prepare spells. Never mind, it does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
The only thing you have to pick is your 4 cantrips.
Yeah, outside of your cantrips, you prepare spells.
So go down to known spells and click 0 on the filter by spell level, and then you can just pick 4 of those.
You don't have to take it level by level.
Yeah, no, you're good.
It's prepared.
Unless you're... A wizard has to, because you learn spells, but also can prepare spells.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so first is the ability score improvement.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I want to go with an ability score.
You have a bunch of ability score. You have a few ability score improvements.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I was wondering if I should go with a feat or an ability score improvement. So I wanted to know what.
So personally,
ability score is usually what
I'd only try and round your ability score improvement first up to where you want it to be, and then pick feats. Unless a feat. Let's say you just need 1 more wisdom. I would pick a feat that gives you that wisdom.
Plus something else.
Plus like the ability of the feat. But that's just me. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. I mean, I kind of want to see where my stats are at right now because I know.
So
I had
your
pretty low
your
one.
stats right now, you've got 3 16s, a 10, a 14. Oh yeah, there you go. So you got 16, 17, 14, 12, 16, 13.
I mean, so you'd probably benefit from boosting your wisdom as a druid, correct?
Yeah, as well as your strength. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, what does he or for the I can't speak. Spells, are those wisdom based or
Those are wisdom.
Those are wisdom, which is why that was the first thing I
I'm
thought
gonna
of.
go ahead and
Pump
Alright.
2 into wisdom.
wanna add it in anything else. That would benefit me. Kinda wanna go with intelligence too.
You can, but I would recommend still putting a bunch of stuff into your wisdom as your primary stat.
So I don't know why my computer's working super slow today. It's a Friday. Come on. You can rest over the weekend actually, you've been resting for a week. Calm down.
Soothe it like the Druish woman you are.
Did you steal my joke?
I've actually been smacking it.
Like
That
the
sounds pretty
Druish
Jewish to
woman
me.
you are.
Okay, so that did pretty good for my wisdom. I mean, as a druid, what kind of feats would work?
I mean, observant. If you really want to mess, or if you really want to make sure we never get lost, keen mind. Let me look under feats.
Yeah, observant is a good one. It gives you the plus to your passives.
Tracker's pretty good. Tracker's actually like if you like that'd be pretty good to track things.
Oh, darn. Battery is running low. That's probably why.
Yeah, that would do it.
So see how that made your passive perception 23?
Oh my God, Sammy! I'm sorry I said anything.
No, I knew about observant. I knew it was there.
I'm gonna go back.
I've used it before.
I'm gonna go take the lucky feat real quick.
Nope, no lucky. Mm-mm.
Your character explodes.
No,
Sammy,
not my.
for the sake of fairness, do you want me to like avoid the observant?
No,
No.
you
I'm
can take. Let me put it this way: you can totally take the observant feat because there are rogues without feats that can still stealth behind that. So
There are.
take the observant feat; it's fine.
Okay, because I don't want to like.
Nope.
I don't want to do anything that wouldn't make this fun either.
No, it would make it more fun.
It would make it
Don't
fun
worry
for
about
us and fun for Sammy to try and figure out how to get around that.
I like a challenge.
Yeah, that's why she married me.
Yeah.
It's not working out.
Dun 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 dun. Aw.
Can I just get like a meme of my face like getting sadder as it goes all around me? Are familiar.
With me in the background dancing like a dork, just
Yeah,
letting it.
yeah. I think I need- So yeah, you can take the observant. I'm totally okay with that.
I sense a TikTok coming on.
All right, so then I think that's
Sorry.
all you get, right? Until
Yes,
10.
I just
Okay.
wanted to see what tracker did. Yeah. That one.
Tracker's good too.
Your wisdom goes up by 1. Wait, with the S
You
mark
learn
spell?
the S mark spell.
What's that?
I
the
think it's supposed to be
S mark.
Hunter's mark.
Yes, it's supposed to be Hunter's mark.
It's playtested, so.
You learn the S mark spell.
You learn the smart
No,
spell.
no. Rules is written. It's the S mark spell.
So the
So
slippery
homebrew
one.
an S mark spell and then make it whatever the
I'll
fuck.
homebrew an S mark spell. Ah! What happens when I cast S mark spell? Well, he's got a S. You just wrote with an expo marker just on his arm. You just wrote the letter S.
And the world
not.
exploded.
Yes, walking around.
Wait, are you
Alright.
saying X mark or Mart?
X gonna give it to you.
mark. So you get
Okay, I was
4
like,
cantrips.
Oh yeah, so I'm going with observant. As
Yeah.
as much as I love
figured.
spark thing. I can only use it once per long rest, so yeah. Do you choose on? Ooh, I like this.
Yeah, control flames is pretty good. So is create bonfire.
Fire!
Druidcraft's good.
So what's the difference? I mean, can like one damage
Create bonfire can do damage.
Great bonfire can you can control flames is more like if you want to hurt people and have things be lit like fireplace control. I mean, create flames is good. No, or control flames. Bonfire.
I mean, bonfires are pretty good for getting lit.
I want to get lit. All right.
I swear to God.
Okay.
Banned all of you.
Frostbite's good. It'd be like the opposite of bonfire, kind of. If you want to use that as an attack. I like frostbite because it does cold damage and makes them have disadvantage on their next attack. Guidance is really good though. Just because it buffs somebody else, so you just be like, oh, you get buffed,
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
basically.
Okay. I'll have these two in mind then.
Yeah, a lot of the cantrips are pretty good.
Cantrips are always good. If there are some people who think cantrips aren't like that good late, like early game, because they don't do that much. So they just pick ones that they think would be fun. But if you think about it, they grow with you. So there are certain ones that's like, oh, it's okay. But then there's also some that grow into just beasts of damage.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's just going one by one through these.
Yeah.
Let's see, because I don't know them like off the top of my head.
Shillelagh is a good one.
Shillelagh's pretty good. Shillelagh is it literally lets you just bap using your wooden, like your quarterstaff or it makes things easier for you.
So yeah, instead of using strength to make the attack with like a quarterstaff, you use wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
Should've
the
bought-
DH.
should've bought spray.
This sounds like the name I used when I had my time on the pole.
Oh, what?
Look, I used to dance under that name.
All right. I'm getting a little bit more of this character's backstory. Okay.
I want to know the story of how you went from I am an entertainer to these trees and stars seem nice company.
Who says she ever stopped?
It's true.
You got me there.
No, I'm just gonna like learn
At the
what
Golden Girls Club down the street, you can find us.
I like Thunderclap, but you gotta read it.
Of my ass cheeks.
Yeah, Thunderclap is not good in crowded
In somebody's
situations.
basement. Don't.
With your entire team nearby.
Yeah. Don't get
Oh my god.
We had
So
a
this
player
is like
who
the
tried to do that.
the other elemental of fireball.
Not quite. It's
Not
more
quite.
around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fireball's a big explosion blossom. This is kind of just like a big old clap that makes everyone ear go, ow!
Thunderclap, anyways. Assert your dominance. Thorn Whip is good. Produce Flame. Produce Flame is good.
Primal savagery.
Makes you more savage.
Okay, that's.
Let you slash at people with your fingies.
Just let you bitch slap them. Learn to be the power bottoms. No, I think that's your role in our group, Mystic or Rono. Sorry.
What?
Power needs to learn to be the power bottoms.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, we got a pretty good party makeup. We got 2 front line, a mid line, and a back.
Not
Also,
wrong.
everyone in our group needs a strong foundation.
Not wrong.
Well, I mean, technically we got a strong foundation. Our fighters got a 20 in strength.
Do I at this point?
Pretty sure you have a 20 in strength.
So you get one more
At
cantrip.
this very moment, I have an 18.
Well,
Yeah, it's because
18.
he took the sentinel feat.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it still works though.
I wanted to be helpful. He'd be like, stop, demons!
My guy's just hella good looking no matter what form I'm in. Being a changeling, just be like. Your character's like, I don't know how to talk to people. I turn into you.
Infestation's
I got
kind
you.
of a cool one. Especially if you need to get somebody a little bit away from you.
Just
Okay.
hopefully not towards the rest of the party. Magic Stone is also pretty good.
Yeah.
Rock.
Okay, so I'm infestation or mending. I don't think I'll need to mend anything.
You'd be
I sure hope not.
surprised.
I know, I'll be surprised. The moment you don't need something, it's the moment it actually does.
I mean, I guess it depends on how good a care you take of your stuff.
Well, it also thinks about talking about thinking outside the box because
Yeah,
there was.
Yeah, that's true.
There were a few times in
that's
Barnes and
always
Nobles
the
where you
hard
guys could
part
have mended
versus,
something
like
to
doing
fix
like
it.
attack versus utility spells. You know, you have to. So
Well, it's
you
like
get to prepare 14 spells.
But you don't have to do those right now because you have 102 to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you-
okay, no.
So I will.
can
I
have-
will allow you to take the time between now and the start of the campaign to pick those.
Because there is infinite
Just I
amount of
will.
warnings.
I will encourage you to whichever ones you do pick. Just read over them. Make sure you know them. You know.
Okay. Can I do the same
for
thing
you,
with
Brandon.
cantrips?
No, or cantrips, once you learn them, they're learned.
I know, but what I'm saying is like look over and read it before like the start of the campaign.
oh yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
But because you prepare spells, you know all 102 spells.
you're just
Okay, but
picking
I
this.
was talking about like right now that we're preparing it. Do I have time between now and the start of the campaign?
Yeah, no,
Sure.
you do. You do.
Okay.
I'm just
That's
letting
what
you
I was
know. I'm just letting you know that you know all 102 spells. Every day you can pick 14 new ones to use.
Okay.
So it doesn't really hurt to familiarize yourself with those. So let's go on ahead and what's next on the docket? Is that description?
So who's next?
If we're going in order, it would be Tristin.
Okie dokie. Let me go back to the anvil because I went to go check my score. Let's go to description.
You gonna name your character?
I will after I choose his background. And you ready for this? He is a knight.
Mending on a pound.
Wow, imagine that. You can be a knight without having to be a dumb purple dragon
I
knight.
know. And here we go. Welcome to Sir Clusto,
Oh god.
the Bucket Knight.
The Bucket Knight.
So tell me.
Oh god, do you have a file?
He has a picture.
I'm so glad we can watch this happen. Oh god.
no.
That does not look like an 18th strength.
Woo! Oh,
There we go.
okay.
Sir Plusto, the Bucket Knight.
Why?
Tell me as the DM. Tell me of your knightship and your knighthood.
Sir Plusto was originally just Plusto, the janitor.
Mechanus, help us.
Plusto was a janitor at a castle for a young child king or queen. One day, an assassination attempt was taken on said child, and the only person in there to protect the child at the time was Sir Plusto, or originally just Plusto the janitor.
And the infiltrator fell and cracked his skull open because Sir Plesto had just freshly mopped the floor.
That's
Now.
a good point. Isn't it Sir S-E-R rather than S-I-R? Sir Plesto.
Don't.
Yeah, it would be a Sir.
Sarah.
So yeah, how did you stop this intruder?
Well, with his trusty mop.
I've never wanted to throw a bottle cap more than I do right now.
Plus two, the janitor.
Plesto, the janitor. So yes, he fended off the assassins with a trusty mop, saving the child royalty, to which the child then knighted them.
So you've literally made it so your entire lineage will have royal knighthood because of this.
Yes, and because of the child being a child, knowing him very well as the janitor, the friendly janitor, dubbed him the Bucket Knight, and had him wear...
They crafted you armor made from
From
a
a
bucket,
bucket.
and such. Oh, God.
And just when you thought I was going to play a normal, boring human fighter,
You had to change it.
I had to give you a curveball.
Understatement.
So, I'm gonna come back to your background. Let's go ahead and go down to your other stuff.
Okay.
You get skill proficiencies with history and persuasion. And you get tool proficiencies and a language.
Well, let's see. I can be proficient in dice, chess, cards, or 3 dragon ante. We will go with he plays cards with the other people.
Keepers of the storage closet key.
Wait, hold on.
And let's see. What would be another good language?
Now I'm assuming
In the order
I'm
of clean
assuming you had
floors.
originally chosen Elvish.
I did.
Because it was an Elvish lineage family that you were with?
Oh, I just figured.
Or was that just one that you picked?
I picked it because I figured the high flutiny of Elvish people.
So I
probably
would
be-
pick a language based off of the royalty you were working with.
No, I figured they were human.
If you want them to be human, that's fine.
I mean,
And you can go with something else.
Leonin, for no other reason than you can
Say,
speak to lions.
Loxodon.
Elephant people for the win.
Would that mean that the person was Babar that you were serving?
Who?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know who that is. So what do you gonna pick?
Youngin.
Mr. Clean, the local mob boss? Jesus, no.
Hey, it's Mr. Clean! You missed the spot over there by the window.
Now clean up your mess.
Very disappointed in you.
You're supposed to be cleaner than this.
Let's see.
Glasses, tell him how to clean things better.
Now you listen here, when you clean things, you need to do a small circular pattern.
Boy, glasses, I'm gonna pop you upside the head if you keep talking to me.
Hey,
like
now,
that.
no fighting in my presence.
I'm gonna
That's
give you
enough.
a shiv with my knife.
Gonna knife you with my shiv.
You know, all those things.
Why am I in this family? Alright, so what language you picking?
I don't know anymore.
That's your call, man.
I know. Languages don't help me very often, so let's just go with halfling.
Halfling.
Why? Because I'll just imagine there's a bunch of halflings helping out around the castle.
Alright, that's fair. So, your suggested characteristics. Now, for your suggested characteristics, I will either let you guys pick which ones you want, I will let you make up your own, or I will let you guys roll. Whatever you guys feel is the most fun, that is what you can go with.
I will probably start by looking through and just seeing if I want to just choose any of them.
Okay, so let's go on ahead and move on. Next down into the list would be Sean.
Hello.
Or
hello,
mystery
dear.
As his Jitsi name currently reads.
I still have no idea of her name.
That's fine.
Background.
So, oh yeah, for this this monk, are you like? I'm very curious on what background you're going to pick for the sake of how this goblin become a monk of shadows.
You're just like, what in the world?
What led to what, and who led to who that led you to be able to disappear into shadows?
That is a very good question. One which will hopefully be discovered.
Were you a criminal?
What's faceless?
So it's actually kind of neat. Click on it.
Yeah. That's you.
Wow.
Interesting.
So literally,
You wanna have
you're
that
pretending
extra
to be someone else.
I'll keep that one in mind.
Yeah, faceless is an interesting one. So's Grinner.
Renner?
Golgari agents from Ravnica. Magic. Oh, Tal'Darel.
Spread freedom and inspire.
They're a little bit of a revolutionary, that kind of thing.
Viva la revolution!
Yeah, I mean, Criminal Inspire are the obvious one. You could always go with Far Traveler or with what was the other one that I was thinking? It's up near the top.
That's what I'm just like
like a
haunted
charlatan.
one.
You could be a haunted one. It would definitely work. Being a being who is shadow touched.
That's true. That actually would be interesting.
You want to go with haunted one?
You know what? Let's do it. But I'm not very smart though, so knowing all these languages.
You can still exotic language.
It just means you're dumb in more languages.
Oh, it just means I talk to people sometimes, kind of.
You learn how to talk to people. It doesn't mean you learn to talk to them well.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you get Arcana, Investigation, Religion, and Survival.
Alright, let's get survival in there. Or should I not?
Yeah, it's your. Yeah, I mean survival would be pretty good.
Yeah,
Sir
okay.
mix a lot. Baby got it back.
And
So-
then
Investigation, maybe. But that's just me. Who knows?
Who knows? Who gives a flying fuckadoo?
Wow. You didn't have to take it that far, but you did.
I did anyway.
Yeah, let's just start in there. Why not?
Okay, and then you get
Okay.
2 languages.
Define exotic language.
So it specifies those as exotic languages.
Okay. Maybe undercommon for that one.
Wouldn't be a bad one. That would be pretty understandable if you're
Yeah.
a haunted one and you know the shadows where general
that's what I was
undercommon
thinking for that.
exists.
And then for just another one, I guess that would be just kind of up to backstory. Because I already know Goblin, and I already know Common.
Anyone else have any other insights or ideas?
There are some that I say you've been more likely to have learned than others, but is there one in particular that you'd like to know?
Nope. Like, nothing specific, but, like, again, it just... Whatever.
So for story purposes, I can't see Celestial being
Yeah.
one that you would
For
know.
you, no.
That'd be weird.
I learned how to speak to angels. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I could.
Primordial, not so much.
Right.
Sylvan,
Maybe
not so much.
I mean, Veldican?
Those are just common languages in the world that he would observe from the shadows.
Dwarvish, Elvish.
Yeah, I mean,
Or, like, anything from, like, maybe my monk training, like, maybe my master was blah, and I had to, like, learn that, or...
yeah.
Wouldn't speak to you unless you spoke Orcish.
Despite the fact that he is a
Turtle.
tabaxi.
Well, speak in my native tongue, Orcish.
Yeah, we
I'm
could always
sorry.
say that it was part, of your monk training. That it was whatever your monk master was.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you have an idea for that...
I mean, that's your call. What kind of master would you want?
Well, unless Sam has a master of the tradition figured out in her world.
Yeah, you could just bring it in someone we know.
That's very true. You know what? Go ahead and do Draconic.
Okay. And the reason for that, too, is just me going, like, I don't want to go, oh, yeah, this, and then you have to go, crap, now I have to, like, come up with this random character,
Well,
or if you already had someone in mind.
That's the DM. That's just the name of the game.
That's the role of the DM.
Yeah, there's no going around that.
But
Well, yeah, but I
Draconic
don't
is
want to, like,
one.
create the character myself.
So Draconic is one that I feel like you might come across in the world.
Okay.
That you probably could have learned from a master. So we'll go with that
Okay.
one.
Works for me.
Once again, for your suggested characteristics, you can roll them, you can pick them yourself, you can come up with your own. We'll go on ahead and we'll move down the list. We'll pop on over to Brandon.
Okay.
Okie dokie, on to me then.
On to Valden.
Valden Dalforge. Who is not going to talk like that at all. I just love doing that accent.
I know
It's
you do.
so fun.
It's terrifying.
So, I'm thinking an anthropologist.
What?
A guy who has, a whole thing about being a nerd and clockwork anthropology. And the reason why I thought about picking that one is because Valden doesn't know why. He has the abilities in the inner clockwork, like inner soul of a clockwork, so he's investigating the world to try and figure out, like, when, where did this happen? Like, how did this happen? So, yeah, I went with anthropologist just because Mechanus is
You've
such...
already made an archaeologist.
but also anthropologist is like peoples. Like, how did the peoples...
Their customs, their laws...
How did that lead to a group of people getting blessed by Mechanus to come down and then put his its magic into the world? So through that, I picked perception because you can't really find things unless you can find things. And then for languages, I picked Infernal and Celestial because Mechanus is not Infernal and is not technically Celestial. So those two languages would have their own thoughts, opinions, histories on what the plane of law and order was doing in the individual aspects of it. So that's my thought process on that because Infernal will be like, oh yes, the individuals of the realm of law and order are always trying to, I don't know, stop us from doing things, and then Celestial's like, we were aided by this, but they also wanted this.
Okay.
So, and
Alright.
then suggested characteristics, I'm probably going to, like, pick some of these, but then modify them so they fit Valden, who is going to be very reserved. He's not gonna be like, oh, Valden DeForge. He's gonna be like, hi, I'm Valden. I'm gonna be over there.
Okay. So let's go ahead and shoot over to Nancy. To Phyllis.
And she's probably like, oh my god, we're so fast.
Billy. Okay. Hold on. Where was I? Oh yeah. In the description now. So I was thinking about my background, and obviously I
A
have
golden girl.
so too many choices.
Right.
And I kind of feel like I want her background to be mysterious. Like she's. I mean, hold up. Actually, let me ask this first. How old can a forest gnome get?
No, she can get pretty old.
Yeah, hang on. I'll look it up for you.
Because I mean, I found the average age, but
I mean, technically, at some point, your druidic magic might help you live longer.
So can live to almost 500 years.
almost 500.
She could be
Not
like,
past 500.
I would say with your druidic magic, it can, when you get that high enough level, it can push you past 500.
Okay, so let's say for right now she's 420 years old.
All right, you and I are gonna have a lot to talk about with your background after we come back from break. I just want to let you know.
if you're 420 years old, sweet Jesus.
How old again? 400 and
420.
Boo-boo.
really 420.
Not 21, not 422, not 419.
All right.
Blaze it! Get that druidic magic! Make the best blaze!
So you went with the entertainer background.
So I don't know whether to go for the entertainer because I almost feel like she could have gone through like so many.
Right. With 420 years, you could definitely have gone through a variation of backgrounds. I would say, which one do you think? I would look at it from a standpoint of which one has been the most prevalent that you've carried with you through your life. And if that's she is at heart an entertainer, then she is at heart an entertainer. You know, that's fine.
Okay, I kind of feel like that would be her. At the same time, I don't know what most of these are. So I was like going through each of them, but there's like so many. So
There are a lot. If you
I'm gonna
want,
go with entertainer for now.
okay, yeah, we can go with entertainer. I can make that work in your long backstory. So since I know how old Nancy is, I want you guys to think about how old your characters are. What musical instrument would Phyllis play?
Plays a mean banjo.
Oh my gosh, the banjo beat. How about that? I would probably. What's a sham? Actually, you know
We'll all look it up together with you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
what? It's a flute. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't remember what it is.
I think it's like a guitar type.
What is? Oh, dulcimer. Yeah, that's going to be like a thing that sits
Yeah.
on your. Yeah, you hold it up, or you can sit it on your lap if it's a board one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, those are so nice.
A keytar.
A liar.
Are you calling me a liar?
There are also
Yeah,
other.
kind of.
There are also other instruments that I would allow that aren't listed.
Such as a banjo.
And those would be.
If you had one in mind, like if that wasn't on the list, we could talk about it, and I could get it on there for you.
I mean, I'm trying to think with like her character, and like where she probably like with the fact that she's a forest gnome. I'm kind of thinking like which one would kind of suit. I love the idea of the bagpipes, but I'm doing different.
I love the bagpipes. The bagpipes are pretty great.
Yeah, I love
Unless your DM's evil and has somebody ruin your bagpipes in like your first or second session.
Hey
It
now.
wasn't even my character.
Hey now.
Pan flute? Okay. So while everybody's at break, I would like you guys to think of your suggested characteristics. We can read them out when we get back. And I would like you guys to give me some estimate on age. It doesn't have to be exact, but just like a central frame of how old you are. But
Should
for
I
right
hold
now,
off?
what?
Should I hold off on the personality traits?
We're because nobody else has done those yet. So
Okay.
I did.
No one else has?
so when we come back, well, that's where we're gonna start off again. We're gonna take a quick break. So we'll be back in like 10-15 minutes, and we can continue on with the
All right.
builds.
Oh,
You're back.
Thanks.
Hello, we're back.
Hi. So for those of you who are just joining us, we are going to be swapping our campaigns. We are going to be taking Bards and Noble, our regular long-form campaign that we've been streaming for over a year now. We're going to take it off stream, and we are going to jump into a series of short campaigns to sort of break things up a little bit. Brandon and myself will be going back and forth in the DM seat, and currently we are doing some character building for the first short campaign in which I will be the DM.
Whoop, whoop.
If you were unable to join us for part 1, so far we have Tristin, who will be playing Sir Plusto the Bucket Knight,
Yay.
a human fighter, former janitor. We also have Sean, a goblin monk, Way of Shadow, who's got a little bit of a Haunted One Shadow Touched vibe about him. We have Nancy, who will be playing a rather elderly Phyllis, a forest gnome druid with a circle of stars, who's been around so long that Lord knows exactly all the things she's done in her life, but at heart she's always been an entertainer. And finally, that would bringing us to Brandon, who is going to be playing Valden, a changeling sorcerer, clockwork soul, who's a bit of an anthropologist trying to figure out why a random changeling has been gifted with this magic, or not so much gifted, but has inherited this magic.
Which is a curse. Law and Order is a curse and the opposite of what changelings like.
So before we left, we sort of left you guys out on your personality characteristics. Does anybody have, does anybody know which ones they want, know which ones they want to put in there?
I took some of the ones that were options and modified them, partially because I wasn't born into knighthood.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with you then.
I can just read them, so we don't have to screen share it. And make
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
you go ahead. We don't have the screen share right now.
All right, so for personality traits, I changed it to: despite my noble status, I do not place myself above others. We are all of the same blood, and the common folk love me for my kindness and generosity.
Okay.
Ideals, I changed it to respect. Respect is given to me by my position, but all people, regardless of station, deserve to be treated with dignity.
Okay.
My bond is the common folk must see me as a hero of the people. And my flaw is one that I totally I wrote for myself. I said, because I didn't like the ones that they had. I said, I struggle with the insecurity that I do not deserve the status I was given.
Oh,
Okay.
pretty good one.
Those sound pretty solid for what you're thinking for your background. Do you have like a description or anything you'd like to give us?
So I kind of looked into people who are usually manual labor people. So he's got kind of like a mop top of like a messy, dirty blonde, and he's fairly tanned Caucasian with gray blue eyes. These are traits that the child royalty would have teased him with. That his head looks like a mop, his eyes look like his bucket of water, kind of thing. He's 6 foot, 220. He's 35.
Okay.
So like nothing extraordinary about him. He seems like a.
He is extraordinary.
Oh.
What alignment are you?
I made him. I think I made him neutral good.
Neutral good.
Which again is neutral good folk do their best to help others according to their needs. Many celestials, some cloud giants, and most gnomes are neutral good. I figured he would just try to be as helpful as possible to those he could.
Okay. Because of your knight status, your lifestyle expenses are gonna be a little more.
Okay. I had figured possibly comfortable. I mean, I don't know.
Let me look at this real quick.
Bless you violently, Nancy.
Thank you. I didn't want to disrupt the conversation.
You're just very like.
So
It's actually hilarious because it went high pitched. It was just a.
Phyllis?
yeah, comfortable. I'd say would fit.
Okay.
We can do comfortable.
I mean, I can go down to modest.
No, comfortable would be fine. Yes, comfortable would be fine.
I wasn't asked. I don't know if there would be like a common faith of like the working people of a certain area or something like that.
So as far as faith goes, that is open if you want to have a certain deity.
I mean, it wouldn't be a very big deal. I just figured with him being in the working class or whatever area, if there would be a specific deity.
Let me
Get back to me.
let me think on that.
Got it. I wouldn't have it play a huge role.
Okay. So we're gonna, before we move on, let's get your equipment.
Okie dokie.
So going over to equipment.
Equipment. Boom. Equipment.
Because I'm gonna give you some time to think about those magic items.
Alright. Let's see. I guess I will start with chainmail.
Okay.
We'll go 2 martial weapons. I'll say longsword. Let's see. We'll say glaive. 'Cause that's the long pole. Right.
Now remember you did take the great weapon fighting.
Right, and I was pretty sure the longsword and the glaive are technically two-handed.
The longsword is a versatile.
So you can one hand or two hand.
Yes. The glaive is a two-handed.
Okay.
Yes.
Unless they're... Oh, the halberd.
If you do range, your sentinel also gets that range.
Right. Well, because I'd love if we could, with the DM's discretion, make him a mop, like a homebrew. But that is at the DM's discretion.
I mean, so here's the thing. I can homebrew you a special mop. But it's not... It probably would be better to go with a great weapon. Because a mop is going to have, a more... Even if I homebrew, a special one, its base properties are going to be that more of a quarterstaff. Now, if you want me to make you a special homebrew mop just for funsies, I can do that just for funsies. But...
No, I would hope to make that his main weapon.
Maybe he graduated from that once he was like, a mop is so useful until you fight, dragons.
Wait, you tell me you don't want to see Surplusso kick a dragon's ass with a mop?
I think that'd be humorous, but I also think that would be a little more nonsensical than it should.
Nah, it would work. If a monk can do it, Surplusso can.
Yeah, monks' fists are magical.
They can do it with a quarterstaff.
Slowly.
We can talk about the special
Right.
mop later, but pick your base equipment now.
I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause-
working on it. I guess I'll start with the great sword and give him
My base equipment's real easy to pick from.
I'll give him a hand crossbow so he has some distance as well. Oh no, I guess a light crossbow is right after that. Never mind.
Hand crossbow does take 1 hit. Light crossbow and heavy crossbow would take 2.
Sure, he's got multiple crossbows on. Right now, let's just do the hand axes. Explorer pack.
I think you probably start with the most stuff. Monks don't start with that much. Druids, I think, are the second most in this group.
Alright, I also get a set of fine clothes, a signet ring, a scroll of pedigree, and a purse containing 25 gold.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. You can either pick 2 uncommon magic items, or I can homebrew you a special mop weapon. Choice is yours.
Yeah, Sean. Your goblin's also part of the order of clean floors.
I mean, I guess I'll do the mop because it's part of his character that I envisioned.
But you don't use a mop. You just eat what's on the floor. You're just like, ah, foo!
Bucket and a mop.
Thank you.
That's some wet.
Nope.
Wet paladins.
Wenches and
Wet, angry paladin.
Alright. So, we are going to, once you've got your equipment,
Yeah, okay.
we can go ahead and shift over to Sean.
Yay!
Let's talk about your personality traits.
Neat.
Did you get a chance to look and see if there's any that you wanted?
Yeah, so the first one, the personality traits, it says pick 2. So, I went with, I don't talk about the thing that torments me. And then, I'd rather not, that's continued with I'd rather not burden others to my curse. And then the other one is any money I would have, because, like, again, monk. I spend money freely and live life to the fullest knowing that tomorrow I might die.
Alright, solid.
But I'm also a goblin, so I'm just like, get thing.
Right. Okay, ideals.
With that, I went ahead with, because I didn't really care for too much into them. I have a dark calling that puts me above the law.
Okay.
For bonds, I put there's evil in me, I can feel it, I must never be set free.
Alright.
And then for flaws, I can change this if you'd not rather do this, but I talk to spirits that no one else can see.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
The people you've killed.
That is
I'm just
perfectly
like doing
fine.
my thing, and I'm like, conversation. You're like, I don't like that.
So,
I like
I would say when it comes to alignment, you're probably of the chaotic nature.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I kind of went with chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Slightly more unpredictable.
Okay.
The classic.
Your lifestyle, is going to be.
Of the rich and the famous.
Oh, you're complaining. Oh, you're complaining.
Your lifestyle is going to be poor.
Okay.
That tracks.
Now, do you have an idea of what you look like?
I do. Hair, none. Skin, green, and I'll get a shade to you later.
Okay.
Eyes, red.
Oh God.
I'm about 3 foot. Weigh about 40 pounds. I'm 20 and male.
All right.
Yeah. Cute
So,
but bitey.
cute but bitey. I like it. So let's go ahead and let's pop on over to your equipment.
Nice.
So you can start out with a short sword or any simple weapon. Your pick.
Get yourself a stick. Good old quarterstaff to just.
A good old bapping stick.
Your level though, level 10. You're probably your fists are gonna be dealing just as much damage as a stick. So.
Is it best to go into the edit screen or the view screen when trying to do equipment?
Edit.
Okay. Manage.
Now that song's stuck in my head.
Okay.
So then it'll say choose equipment or gold, and you're gonna hit equipment.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I was having issues because it was like not doing anything. Okay. Simple weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the quarterstaff.
Okay.
Looking at you. Glad you're here.
And then you get either a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack.
I will go with a Dungeoneer's pack.
Alright. You get your 10 darts, and then you get your Haunted One stuff.
Ooh. And just go ahead and hit add starting equipment.
Yep.
Neat.
Make sure your stuff's equipped. So while I'm talking with Nancy, she's going to be next. I want you to go through your equipment. You can go to add items. You can pick up to 2 uncommon items, whether that's weapons or wondrous items, armor. You're a monk, so you don't really need armor. Potions, rings, stuff like that. As long as you can use it, you can have it. We can talk about that. I'll pop back to you. So the ones that are uncommon are in the green font. So if you keep hitting like load more until you start seeing the green font, those are uncommon magic items. So for now, we're going to pop over to Phyllis while Sean, you're looking at those.
Okay. So do you want me to share my screen?
You don't have to.
Okay. So for character details, I went with chaotic good. So because I kind of feel like she'd still be chaotic, but really nice at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with my faith yet. I was still looking for that lifestyle. I have no idea.
You don't really have to have a faith as a druid. I mean, your faith is kind of like whatever nature. So you could pick a star or a constellation that's your.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll look into that.
Your lifestyle would be poor.
Okay.
We're
Physical character.
not a wealthy group. Wealthy group.
I'm all right.
Fancy boots.
The physical characteristics, I probably have highly pinned up gray hair, pale human skin with like a grayish tinge to the tone. Green eyes, I'll be 3'3". I'll obviously be 420 years of age. I am a female. And I'll probably weigh about like 120 pounds for this. Just
Okay. And what about your
heavy.
Jesus, Brandon. Well, what about your personality traits?
So I chose out of the 2 that they wanted me to choose. I know a story relevant to almost every situation.
That
Considering
tracks.
she's been alive that
Yeah.
long, yeah.
That tracks.
I kind of was torn between a couple, but I went with I'm a hopeless romantic, always searching for that special someone.
Okay.
It's adorable.
Ideals would be creativity. The world is in need of new ideas and bold action.
Okay.
So, bonds, I idolize a hero of the old tales and measure my deeds against that person's.
Okay.
My Gam once carried 15 children up the mountain.
Flaws, I'm a sucker for a pretty face.
Okay.
Oh no. I am the prettiest face.
So
I am every pretty face. I am
so
any pretty face.
Let's go on ahead and move over to equipment.
Okay. So I have the choice for like the druid starting equipment to go with a wooden shield or any simple weapon.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with any simple weapon, and I will choose.
Did you take Shillelagh?
I think.
Yes, she did.
So if you want Shillelagh to work, it has to be a wooden weapon, so that leaves club and quarterstaff. Unless you're going to change that cantrip.
I might.
Technically, you could say it's a wooden mace. Because a mace is just anything that...
Yeah, it
club-like.
specifies club and quarterstaff,
Does
though, in the
crossbow
spell.
count?
No!
I mean, it could be.
Man, that'd be
Alright, so then
just pistol whipping. Just a wooden hand crossbow. Just... Pay me my money!
So you said it was a club, and what else?
A quarterstaff. By what the spell says. Now, Sammy can interpret that. It says wooden, but then it specifies. Sammy could change that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the quarterstaff.
I mean, you want your walking stick, you just...
And then you could also get a scimitar or any simple weapon.
Okay, what's a scimitar again?
Scimitar is like the curved blade.
Aladdin.
Gotcha.
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'm gonna go with the simple melee weapon and go with dagger.
Grandma's strapped.
Are you sure?
No, don't do this to me. Now I doubt myself.
So I'm asking because a dagger does 1d4 damage. A scimitar does more.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with the scimitar.
That's why I'm asking. A scimitar does 1d6. So if you would like to be a dagger wielding granny, that's fine.
She got a boot knife.
I just want to make sure you know your options.
Okay, and then am I entertain or starting equipment? Oh no, wait, I have a leather armor, an explorer's pack, or a druidic cloak. What's that?
Druidic cloak is like a sprig of mistletoe and stuff.
It's your spell casting things, like your wand.
Yeah,
more or
so you
less.
can have a wand, a staff, a totem, some mistletoe. If you wanted to make your druidic focus
Stardust?
something else, like because you are, I sort of equated to like the constellation cleric. Because you are like a more of the sky druid, if you wanted to have like a piece of meteorite be your druidic focus, I would allow that. Or maybe like if you just had, whittled like a star constellation out of wood and use that as a druidic focus, I'd allow that. So you could be a little bit more creative with your focus.
You could have it so that the piece of meteorite is embedded into your quarterstaff. Kind of like a walking stick topper.
Space!
Okay, so we'll just select druidic focus.
Okay, and then next one, entertainer, starting equipment, a musical instrument. Ooh. A whistle stick. What's that?
Whistle stick.
A whistle stick?
That was
I'm pretty
my
sure it's a
high
thing
school.
that you can like spin around and like woof, 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 woof.
That's what I did.
That's actually.
I think.
It's not what it is, apparently.
I don't know.
I don't think D&D would have one of those things.
Why not?
No, not like
Now,
the.
what did you pick as your proficiency?
Uh,
As your music proficiency?
Pan flute?
It was a pan flute, right?
yes.
So you should probably pick a pan flute for your starting equipment.
So that you can play the pan flute.
Because just because you're proficient with the pan flute doesn't mean you have a pan flute.
That's a good
Like,
point.
I can play it if I find it.
Yeah. So you may as well give yourself one to start.
I can't believe I'm not this smart. Academically, maybe. Real life, nah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You could totally it could be a whole part of your character that you are hell bent on finding a pan flute for yourself to play.
I'm wicked good at the pan flute if
I could
ever find it.
So you could totally have that be a part of your character, and I'm totally on board with that. It's up to you.
I for flavor, yeah, I'm gonna do that. For my musical instrument, I'm gonna go with the bagpipes.
So when you do performance, you're not proficient with bagpipes.
Whack!
What an interesting call.
But I love it. I'm on board with it. I'm cool with this.
Session 1 buys a pan flute.
I like it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what you want to do.
Yes. And
Alright.
each time I'd probably just be finding a pan flute. So my next thing is a choice of a trinket, I guess, a love letter or a lock of hair. There's the third option for a trinket, but the box I can't select it.
Yeah.
It's there. I
It
can't
is.
select
A whistle stick is that. It's literally a stick with a. It's like it has like a stick with a hole in it that you spin around and it goes woof 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 and whistles.
Like Dulcia in the Power Rangers movie.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Did these sticks have a whistling
I was
sound?
thinking
It
of
was
those plastic
terrible.
tubes that you have nowadays.
So anyway, a love letter, a lock of hair, or
She
a
doesn't
trinket.
know it.
If you would like to select a trinket, you can just pick either a love letter or a lock of hair, and you can make a mental note that it's a different kind of trinket.
Okay. I don't think I'd do a love letter. I'll do a lock of hair.
It's an animal. Animal hair. Say
Probably
golden.
cut it off some cute guy and just kept it for years.
My God, that's the
died 120
implications
years
of
ago.
that, Nancy.
Cute guy.
It's
You know
called
what?
dedication.
All right. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and add your starting equipment, while we move on to Brandon, go ahead and look for 2 uncommon magic items. You'll go to add items. You can basically expend the search to anything as long as you can use it. It's gonna be the uncommon ones are in green, the green font. So you can look through all the green font magic items. Give yourself 2. When I come back to you, we're gonna talk about why you have them. So, for these magic items, you guys need to give me a reason how your characters got them, who gave them to them, or how they came across them. So, as you're picking these items, be thinking about that.
Okay.
Moving on. Valden Dalforge.
Yeah,
Bella Delphine.
That's me. No! No! Definitely not.
Tell me about your suggested characteristics.
So I went for personality traits. Is definitely I would rather observe than meddle. So I definitely rather do my anthropology thing and not learn from a distance and understand and then go into it.
Okay.
And then I prefer the company to those who aren't like me, because as a changeling, I'm technically anything I want to be. So I be experiencing diversity and the many people of the realm. Ideals, I went with knowledge because anthropologist. So I want to understand. Also, by understanding all these different civilizations, it can kind of help me understand why I am the way I am. So bonds, I have a trinket that I believe is the key to finding the long lost society that has to do with where I came from. And then I want to learn more about particular humanoid culture that fascinates me, which would be that same long lost. So let's kind of go together to be like, I want to understand, like, how none of my family have this thing, and then I have it.
Okay.
And then flaws is I definitely talk to myself more than other people.
Okay.
I mutter to myself constantly.
So, looking at alignment.
Alignment, I went lawful neutral, which is the way of Mechanus. Is the way of technically Primus, the one in Mechanus.
Primus.
What?
Optimus
No.
Primus.
And then Faith Primus. I'm leaning. Valden definitely leans into like, well, if this is in like my internal nature, I'm gonna go with it. And then lifestyle, I picked modest, because I'm like, I guess I find some cool things and I can like sell knowledge or like have knowledge, but it's not gonna give me tons of money.
I would say modest is fair for you.
Like I said, we're not very rich.
Yeah. And tell us about what you're a changeling, so you
So
can literally
currently,
whatever.
I like a sandy blonde, kind of like longish hair, like darker tan skin. My eyes are the only thing that don't change. Being part of this in my origin, my eyes are like golden clock faces that are constantly ticking. So they don't make noise, but they're constantly
horrifying.
They're constantly moving.
Like the worst Batman villain.
Well, they're like a soft golden. So height is about currently 5'11", 175 pounds. I am 50 years old, and gender currently is male presenting.
Okay. So let's go on ahead and move over to equipment.
So the equipment, technically, I start with no armor.
Right.
Not proficient in armor.
Sorcerer.
My weapon, I picked light crossbow because once again, I don't want people near me. I don't have any tools.
Correct.
You
get those daggers though.
I do get daggers, and I picked an arcane focus, which is going to be a broken pocket watch. Like an ancient pocket watch that's leading me to like, okay, this exists in an ancient place. That means there's something that has to do with this realm of mechanics.
I originally thought it was gonna be a broken clock hand.
No, like a wand. That'd be kind of cool, but no, that's
another sorcerer.
Yes. And then I picked an explorer's pack.
Okay. Now since I already see it on there, do you want to talk about the two uncommon magic items?
Yes.
You chose?
So, one, Eyes of the Eagle and Cloak of Protection. The Eyes of the Eagle are, out and exploring the lands. Often, civilizations or like lost things are going to be like you have to either stumble upon it or you get a sense of where it is. So perception is key on that one. So being able to see long distance and being like that, so I don't have to waste time spending everywhere. Eyes of the Eagle does that, and Cloak of Protection is if I'm going out in the world into scary places, I'd like to be somewhat protected, and so this cloak is something that I probably would have saved up or bartered for and gotten. So
okay.
It just makes sense for. Don't need anything special weaponry. I am the special weaponry.
Right.
I just want to stay alive and see what's coming.
Okay, so now we will go back around to Sean. Did you get a chance to look at the uncommon items?
I'm definitely looking in the
Okay.
current sense.
Okay. If we need to take some time and get back to those in another day, we can. That's fine. I just wanted you guys to know that you had access to those.
And I recommend taking some time and don't feel pressured with this.
Especially because there's a lot of items.
There's a lot of items. I just
Right.
have I'm not a good benchmark. I have a lot of knowing of how to funnel it down to what I need. So take time.
So yeah, if you and Nancy want to take some time for those magic items, I would definitely suggest it. So now that we've kind of built your guys' characters, what I'm gonna get into now
What comes next?
is what this campaign is. So this campaign, I wanted to be something a little different. I wanted it to be a little less story heavy, a little bit more combat heavy. So the playstyle in this campaign is going to be Monster of the Week. And the way that I've set this up through the the history of this world is that you guys are basically going to be part of a guild. So, going to give you a little bit of world history, and then we're going to talk about how your backstories tie into that world history. So, the continent that you are on is called Orath. It is a massive continent, approximately 28 million square miles. So, it's kind of a landscape combination the size of Asia and Africa. And it's got smaller islands sort of spattered around it. It does have tons of varying, mountains, rivers, lakes, that kind of topography. But because it's so massive, the environment changes depending on where you are on the continent. This continent had at one point in time been exposed to a cataclysmic event. So a good portion of what used to be on the continent, who used to be on the continent, no longer exists.
Oh, good.
Good riddance.
If what is remaining is the ruins, basically, of a previous civilization. And because of this, the survivors, more or less, of this cataclysmic event had sort of pulled themselves together and sort of reformed a society at the center of the heart of the continent. Now, there are some surviving tribes that did not come to the central area, but most of them, I would say 95% of them, did.
That sounds fair.
So, Orath has no king and no real royal family. We'll talk about that with Sir Plusto. But is run instead by a congressional body of leaders. And the congressional body sort of oversees everything that goes on in this continent. Now, these guilds have been created, this main guild has been created by a member, one of these congressional leaders. And basically, you guys are going to be joining this guild for exploration, for retrieval, for information and reconnaissance, and for potential rescues. So getting into your guys' backstories, we're going to start with Tristin. Sir Plusto, the human fighter, the champion knights. Once lowly janitor, you now serve as a knight to the realm of Orath in service to the young child Queen Maria. Though Orath no longer acknowledges the power held by the royal family, they still do acknowledge the lineage. So this child queen has had a lineage that extends back far beyond the devastation, and they have access to records to prove as such. So she herself is not necessarily a monarch, but she is still a noble woman. She is still respected, but she is still a very young woman. And as all young women, they need tutorage in how to be a noble woman. So upon reaching, let's say roughly 14 years old, she has been placed in the care of several ladies in waiting to sort of teach her how to be a noble woman and how to become accustomed to a less monarchical society and more of a congressional leadership, to almost try to groom her to take a congressional position. Now, because of that, as one of her knights, one of her sirs, you're kind of out of a job. You're still seen as a knight, you're still a sir, you're still respected on that aspect, but they don't really need you hanging around the castle, because she's kind of busy learning how to do things. Nobody's really trying to attack her. It's not like they sort of held. So you've been sort of in this lull for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And the other sort of heads of this royal noble family have recommended you to join this guild of exploration and rescue, feeling that you, as somebody who, you know, went out of your way, even though you were just a lowly janitor, to save a child, could do great good for other people, you know, in rescue operations. They also have encouraged you to do reconnaissance for the realm, as sort of like for the good of the realm. So what are your thoughts on that?
That didn't make sense.
Do you think that that fits with the character background that you have well enough?
Yeah, it would be him continuing to prove the point that he is so undeserving of the position that he's in, or status that he's been awarded.
Okay. Alright, so if you're cool with that and I'm cool with that, then we'll make sure that that gets thrown in there. I'm gonna move on to Nancy.
Yeah.
No.
So as a...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to let you know I did find 2 items that I'm going to just move on with because there's so many.
Okay, yeah, if you
Choice
want to go over them
paralysis.
real quick, that's fine.
So I chose a Mask of the Beast and Gauntlets of Ogre Power.
Jesus Christ!
Brandon was joking about
I made a
grabbing-
joke about Val's and having them. I didn't think someone would actually pick them. Goddamn, Nancy would have come up and be like, "You want to box, sweetie? I can box, dude." Some guy's jaw just comes unhinged. Sweetie, you got another thing coming, dude.
So you currently have that equipment equipped?
Yes. So you said you wanted a backstory on how I got them?
Yeah.
Yeah, please tell me how you got this.
Mask of the Beast, I'm gonna go ahead and say an old childhood friend had gifted them to me because I, as a young child, was afraid of horses. Considering I was probably super tiny, they were just like huge dragons to me. So he gifted them, you know, just so I wouldn't be afraid. Gauntlets of Ogre Power, I won in a fighting competition at a festival.
It's a hell of a festival.
It's a hell of a fighting competition, but I'll allow it. Yeah, okay. Gonna be them.
I'm not good at stories.
So,
That's not
my-
the best you're gonna for me.
In my head canon, everyone took it easy on you in the fight because they thought you were going to be a challenge, and you whooped him. And then the last guy you fought got his ass kicked so much that it was just kind of just like a ding ding from you, and he was like, "Oh shit."
So yeah, you can have those.
Sweetie, whew, Grandma doesn't need protection. People need protection from Grandma.
All right.
You're not trapped in. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with Grandma.
So Nancy, as the resident geriatric, at 420 years old,
Please it.
you've been around since before the cataclysm.
Sweet Jesus.
I watched the world burn.
You, where you grew up, where you lived, was with other forest gnomes, many of whom sort of lived in a society where there was a lot of druids, a lot of wizards, a lot of spellcasters, and at your youth, you were an entertainer. And roughly around 150, 175 years ago, as you were out one night with a paramour of yours, gazing up at the stars, you received a vision from the stars, foretelling you of a cataclysmic event. And I imagine initially, in your foolish youth, probably ignored it. Until you kept getting the vision over and over again.
And then you caused
Each vision going deeper with greater intensity, causing greater fear. And eventually, you did as your vision recommended, and you sheltered yourself underground. Eventually, you reemerged from this underground hibernation, and you saw that the world had been transformed into a somewhat violent and untamed hellscape. Seeking out other survivors, you made your way into what is now the capital city of Orath. That is where that hermit bit came in. Because of your age, because of the history of the world, you would have been around before preceding the event. So,
Thank God for the stars.
because of how this event has changed the landscape of the world, some things, some geological things, you may recognize, most you will not. There are still going to be some geological formities that you might come across and say, oh, that looks really familiar. I think this was near this when I was a kid. But it's not going to happen everywhere because of how much the landscape was changed by this disaster. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so this was 150, 170 years ago I received the vision.
Yes.
What? Oh, so in Forest Gnome years, that would be considered youth?
I don't know. I just said in your youth. It was
You say
150
if you were
years ago.
420 and it happened 150 years ago, you were middle aged because it would be about three.
I guess when I said in your youth, I didn't mean like you're actually youth. I just meant you're younger than you are now.
Yeah, you'd be like middle age.
Gotcha. I just wanted to like know what my or like figure out what my mindset would have been. But yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I imagine even as a middle-aged gnome, you were still pretty carefree and
I mean, gnomes are pretty carefree overall.
yeah, in general. So
Yeah.
I didn't
Now, following your reemergence is really where your druidic. So here's where it's a little tricky. Given this vision from the stars, from nature, and being so tied into nature, you would have just been baby druid.
It's a wee baby.
Before
Sure.
this cataclysm, but because you were forced to go underground, you weren't really able to make that natural connection to the stars. So once you were able to reemerge, that's when you really started being able to find that connection again and rebuilding your druid connection.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Sean.
Sean's like, oh no. You are a goblin.
You are a goblin.
Boblin.
But you've seen some shit.
Wow, goblin that sees some shit. Wow.
So you are a mighty 20 years old. You're a third of the way through your life. And you actually grew up in this capital area. And I imagine that you grew up and you sort of learned some of your monkin ways from a teacher. And at some point, on a quest or on a meditative retreat with this teacher, the both of you wound up finding yourselves transported to the Shadowfell.
That's terrifying.
That's not bueno.
And the horrors that you faced while you were there have sort of permanently affected you.
The Shadowfell, long story short, for anyone at home, is pretty much...
Nancy, if you need to go to bed, you totally can. If I have any more information for you, we can. I'll shoot you a message.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Sorry.
You're good.
No, that's fine.
For
Love you.
anyone... Bye,
Oh, no,
Nancy.
bye.
So the horrors of the Shadowfell sort of left a bit of a mental scarring. And your master, your Shadow Monk master, gave his life to get you back to this plane.
Oh.
And ever since then, not just his spirit, but a couple other spirits that you can't quite nail down have been with you.
You're gonna turn into a cat.
You see demons? No. Just friends.
So how are you feeling about this?
Yeah.
You cool with it?
Yep.
Okay. We will talk a little bit more in depth about your master. You and I will shoot some stuff back and forth. Because you're going to be seeing a spirit and because you knew more about him, we'll kind of delve into that. You and I will work together on that. So, last but not least, Brandon.
Hello.
You are the tricky one.
Because he's a changeling.
So... No, not because he's a changeling. Because he's a clockwork sorcerer. That's why it's tricky. So, you did not grow up in the capital city of Orath.
Yeah, that checks.
You grew up in one of the distant surviving tribes. This is how you were able to try to learn more about, the cultures that once existed on this world as an anthropologist. You began to travel and you began to try to learn and study. And you did find your way to this capital city. But you've sort of found in this capital, you haven't found the answers that you seek. And you're kind of antsy to get back out there and start searching again.
I hate people.
But you also know that enough of this world has gone back to nature, as it were. That there are many dangerous creatures, and it's really dangerous to travel alone. One of your options is to join the guild, to explore. There are other options.
It's dangerous to go out in the world alone.
Safety of numbers. Maybe I can meet someone else interesting.
All right,
Fine.
King.
He's a little more regal.
With where you grew up, there wouldn't necessarily be a tie to Primus or Mechanus in and of itself outside of your family, but within your family, within your family's lineage. That's just always been the way it is.
And I want to know why.
And you don't know why. And you believe the answer is out there, waiting for you.
Rockin'.
And rolling down.
With my super range of spells, please. Nothing
So
can
I
hit me.
know that that's not like the greatest tie-in, but how,
No, that
how
works
does
for me.
work for you? Okay.
You know, it works for me. I can definitely work with that. It's definitely like I'm doing this now out of not because of need. This is the ends to the mean. This is the means to the end.
It's kind of like what we all are. I'm out of a job. You're needing this. Sean's like, well, survive if you can. Do this. Nancy's pretty much the same way. We're doing this not because of want. We're all doing it kind of like as a necessity.
I would almost say for Sean's character, because of his more chaotic nature mixed in with the horrors that you've seen in the Shadowfell and sort of having that little bit of insanity there, you've probably almost been forced into this.
Do it or you're going to jail.
I would say the choice was less given to you.
That's fair.
Community
And
service.
more like you were given the choice of, look, you either help this guild out or you find another surviving tribe to live in, because
You crazy.
I can
man.
help
you
with
running
that.
around seeing ghosts spooking people doesn't sit well with us.
Fair.
So yeah, how so now that I've sort of delved into that, do you guys have any questions, any thoughts?
How long would I have been back from there?
That's
We'll
a good
say
question.
at this point, probably at least a couple years to give you some sort of that in-between history.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say a couple years. Any other questions?
A band of misfits.
No? Okay.
Do I stay in contact with Her Highness?
Yeah, that's up to you. You sure can.
Well, as she got older, I don't know if that relationship would have changed as a knight of hers. I'm not like, am I going to get a girlfriend?
I would say that she thinks fondly of you.
Okay.
So if you
Adorable.
were to
Write
to her, she
would
would
respond.
write back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I wasn't sure if she outgrew her janitor knight.
No.
Okay, cool.
What an interesting sentence.
I know, right? It's the whole basis of a plus, though.
Yeah. So, Tristin will work on special mop. Sean will work on magic items for you.
Mhm.
And then you and I together will work on your Monk Master.
Okay.
I already have some ideas, but we can delve more into that in
Yeah.
a separate conversation. Brandon,
I'm Gucci Mane.
Gucci Bang, Gucci
There's
Bang.
not really too much to do.
you are simultaneously the most prepared and yet the most
Unprepared. For what's about
hardest
to
to
come.
prepare for.
Welcome to Brandon as a spellcaster.
You're
What?
the what?
When you were talking, because you had mentioned going sorcerer, and I was like, yeah, sorcerer would be great, and then you were like Clockwork Soul, and I was like,
Shit.
well, shit.
All this stuff. Don't worry.
But
Just-
it's okay. It's okay. It's the little challenges that I like. So
And for flavor, I'm gonna give you the list of things that happens like with clockwork stuff, because like when you cast spells and things, just so I can whenever we're doing it, I can add some spice because I like that
Yeah.
spice.
now, is everybody? I know that I've mentioned it before. Is everybody okay with doing a more combat-heavy short campaign?
That makes my life easier.
So, having said that, we need to make sure that we know our characters super duper well, because if we're gonna try to fit two combats in a session, we want to make sure that we have time for it.
Right.
There will be chances for RP, but it's gonna be based more on the party than as far as like outside NPCs. There are outside NPCs, but it's not like Bards and Nobles where we have like Devin, who's like, "Hey, it's
I'm
me,
your buddy.
boy,
I'm
your
here for
friend,
you
I
if
need
you
to talk
need
to
me."
you." It's more like the NPCs might be like the dude that works
Hey.
as a leather worker, like that you can buy leather from.
What are you buying? What are you
Like,
selling?
Or there might be an occasional like more prominent NPC, but more of the RP is gonna be reliant on inner party RP.
Okay.
Which I'm all for.
So, yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for you guys. If there are any questions that pop up, feel free to shoot me a message. We are looking to start this bad boy up November 6th.
Something like that.
So
Depending acts of God, no
Yeah.
stream issues.
So
things
you
like
guys
that.
have like a month to learn these characters.
Done.
So yeah, definitely take your time, get to know them. If there's stuff that you want to tweak or change, that's fine. Just let me know.
And ask questions if you have questions about how a mechanic works.
Yeah.
Ask Samurai.
Yeah.
Samurai. Samurai.
You know. Yeah. So you're just gonna take 13 points of fuck you damage.
I'm gonna activate my my bulwark of law and roll 4d8s to negate.
Okay.
this.
Well, I'm gonna activate my Supreme Primus DM
Oh shit.
activation power.
I blocked. Actually, I rolled 14, so I blocked.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
All right, so that's all that I have for you guys tonight. Tristan, you want to tell them what the week's gonna look like?
This will go up on YouTube on Monday.
Monday.
Thursday, nothing, because there's not really anything to recap.
I mean, unless we want to do I bring up the character sheets and I break them down for you.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to you guys. And that means next Friday we'll be back at it again with Bards and Nobles.
Whoop, whoop. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. Super excited.
Promote Sam.
Oh yeah, if you like Vampire the
We
Masquerade,
both forgot.
check out the RPG table tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be playing some Chicago by Night. I play Dr. Sexy, a very sexy Tremere, who's pretty cool.
Who is messing with the boundaries of spells.
Who, yeah,
May have set a dangerous
may
precedent.
have set a dangerous precedent last episode. But yeah, check it out. Links in chat. If you also like Shiny Click Clack Math Rocks, who doesn't like Shiny Click Clack Math Rocks? You can check out Nerdy Encounters. She custom makes dice sets for both Vampire the Masquerade as well as Dungeons and Dragons. You can check her out on TikTok. Check her out on Twitch. Check out her Etsy store. She's got custom sets. You can custom order dice, as well as some neat old dice molds that are coming out. Once we get our custom sets in, I'm gonna be
Those are going to be what I'm going to be using.
all over the place for those bad boys. So
Yeah.
definitely check her out. That's
So,
Alright, so I gotta make a bucket helmet, right?
yes. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. Super excited to shift journeys and go down a new path, telling a new tale, opening a new chapter. Cliche. Adventure continues on.
Your journey continues.
So yeah, we'll be back next Friday as we count down the final few episodes of our streamed content of Bards and Nobles. Interested and excited to see what's going to happen there. So until next week, we will see you guys later. And bye.